Road Max. Oh, now it is. Okay.
There we go.
Okay,
Cool.
Okay.
I think we're good. I think we're good. Troubleshooting.
We're good for now.
We had to call in Hewll tech support.
We powered off. We powered on.
Which was just a lot of unplugging and plugging in. A lot of like, are you fucking serious?
We got turned off.
The boys turned themselves on.
Happy Halloween.
It's not Halloween yet.
It's almost there.
It is getting close.
It's way too close considering I'm not even halfway through the Imperium storyline.
Yay.
We love it. But
Imperium.
Cataclysm.
Cataclysm.
Kill everyone.
Kill everyone.
I'm wearing a Harley Quinn shirt in honor of Halloween approaching.
I'm wearing a long sleeve button up because I went into the office today.
Yes. Also, apparently it's Harley Quinn's 30th anniversary of existing as a character.
Good for her.
Hence why this was made.
Oh, it's a really, the first thing I said was, I'm like, that's a really cool shirt.
Yeah, it's the same people who made my little.
How thin is it?
It's the same people who made my Jurassic Park ensemble.
See, I have a similar shirt to that.
Shorts, but they don't do that for everything. So.
I like that shirt, but I'm like, that feels like one of those shirts, like, it doesn't stretch much.
Oh, it stretches.
Oh, it does. Because, like, I have this Pikachu shirt, but the problem is that, like, even though the size is right, they're like, we don't care how big we make the shirt, we're making the armholes the same size. And it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, it's not super stretchy, but it has some stretch.
Yeah. It's got some heft.
It's got a little give in it, and I've got a little take.
So, I can't stop thinking about what I heard the other day, and I kind of wanted to take this opportunity to have you to have a platform for you to speak.
Okay.
To connect with the people, because I loved that you described that Transformers was train adjacent. But you definitely said it with like this edge, as if it was like almost like a bad taste in your mouth, like they were so close to having me but they didn't.
Yeah.
And so I would like for you to extrapolate on that, because I know, although you already did in the past, the people would like to know, and I would like to know.
My cousin, my older cousin,
boo,
which all my cousins are older. My oldest.
You don't gotta flex.
I'm so young.
I'm so infantile.
Ooh, young, nubile, taut flesh. So my oldest,
the phrase nubile always just.
My oldest cousin, Michael. I've mentioned him once before on the podcast when I mentioned that
coworker.
No, not that one. I mentioned him once before on the podcast when I talked about that we were in a gas station and he opened a 7-Up or something and was drinking it and then paid for it. And
like
I
a
was
monster.
Convinced he was stealing. And I was trying to tell my dad, like, Dad, Michael steal. My cousin.
He's a bad boy.
My cousin is a felon. He's committing theft.
Yeah.
It turns out you can do that. Yeah. I still think you shouldn't, but you can.
It's one of those where it's like you want to make sure you're good. You want to get right with God before you make a commitment.
I just don't understand why you would do that. Like, you can't wait. There wasn't a line. You can't wait 30 seconds.
My mom's stepdad my mom's ex-fiance, he would we have cold cuts and he'd do you always get a sample because then you get food for you.
Well, that's different though.
But then while you're still walking around the grocery store with your cold cuts, taking them out and eating them.
That's gross.
Yeah. Roll it up with the cheese, which I totally get. That's a great time.
Yeah.
But I was
not in the store.
I was like, Jerry, you can't, we haven't paid for that yet. And he goes, no, it's fine. And because it's already weighed and priced. So as long as you pay for it. But I'm like, there's nothing stopping you from just munching and crunching and then just tossing the bag.
Yeah, because you haven't paid for it.
Also, you shouldn't eat a pound of meat and cheese. That's 2 pounds of food.
Not in one sitting anyway.
No.
Unless you're very hungry.
Oh, you're hungry.
So my cousin.
Like that caterpillar.
Hungry. Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with hungry hippos.
The hungry hippo laws. Lawyers hate this.
It's one weird trick. So my cousin, quite a bit older than me. 12 years older than me or something. I don't fucking know. He, when he was a kid, he really liked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, and Transformers. And I was talking about that and the fact that I don't really like any of those shows for a myriad of reasons, but not least of which I have a biggest problem with Transformers, because on paper, you might think I would like Transformers.
It's vehicles that transform. Bionicles transform.
Right. Like, you could argue that, like, it's Bionicle-esque.
Transformers as a concept is really cool, I will admit.
Yeah, conceptually, I like the idea of Transformers.
I also personally like the Shia LaBeouf Transformers movies. At the very least, the first one with Bumblebee.
I think they look really cool.
Yes. As a movie, meh. But, like, they are very cool.
Looking at it, it looks cool.
I think, like, it's also Michael Bay, so it's like he's not trying to hide what it is. Like, it's just special effects and whatnot. But, like, it's a fun time. It's a cool time, and also Megan Fox is hot in it, and that was transformative for me at that age.
There you go.
If there's ever an opportunity for me to talk about that scene, I will. Continue.
So I said, I made the bold but accurate claim that Transformers is train adjacent.
Correct. Which I overheard from a different room and made a point to write it down and was like, I need you to elaborate.
Because you'd think I would like it. It's like, it's like kind of like Bionicle. It has, like, you know, large motive power vehicle stuff. And you'd think maybe some of them would turn into trains. Mm-hmm. They do not. I'm sure there's one. Don't come for me, Transformers fans. I'm sure there's one of them that can turn into a train.
Maybe. I have one small side thing. I think I just came to the realization that, like, I'm just more tan than you, and that it's not, like, there is a lighting problem too, but, like, not that we can ever really fix, but also, like, I think I am just in general, like, a little bit, like, more tan. Like, I'm outside a bit more maybe with the dogs and stuff. I just don't want you to look, like, washed out.
I don't claim to be tan.
No. Sorry, that feels like a weird, like, attack. But, like, it's been bothering me. I'm like, why is it always different? And I never thought
we're just a different tone.
It's yeah.
I mean, we're also just kind of a different, like,
face-wise. Yeah. We're working from different the holdy piece that you put the squirts on, the paint.
Palettes.
The palettes.
Holdy piece.
Bob Ross and the holdy piece.
And the holdy piece.
Bob Ross and the holdy piece. Oh. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, train adjacent, because, like, they don't turn into trains, which is deeply disappointing.
Which, the moment that you told me that, I will admit, I'm like, what do you mean they don't turn into fucking trains? They've gotta. Like, there has to be one that at least does.
There's one that turns into a train, but
and arguably it could be efficient if you're near a railroad. Or near a rail line.
And I understand, again, Transformers fans, don't come for me if there are any of you, because I don't care. Because, like, I understand why they wouldn't turn into a train, because it's like, you better hope the rails go where you want them to go.
Well, I think, because could a train move not on rails?
Not very efficiently.
Yeah.
And then it would depend on the train as well.
But also, because, like, don't they just, like, digiscan, basically, whatever vehicle they want to, like, copy?
I have no idea.
Because, like... Also, why does Optimus Prime be, like, a big rig? Like, that's not really efficient.
Why not?
So why not train?
Exactly.
I you know what? We're writing Hasbro.
There's some of them that turn into, like, fighter jets or something.
Mm-hmm. Starscream does. He's cool.
There you go. So, like, why isn't any of them turned into a train?
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. But, like, also, even if they do, they were never front and center in the episodes that I saw.
Why can't we have a Transformers where, like, they show up on Earth, but, like, in the 1800s, so that then they could be trains?
They could
turn that'd be cool because, like,
the general.
They're a train, and it's like, oh fuck, there's another train up ahead, and it's like, well, then I'll just like jump and run for a bit.
I'm so excited that Choo Choo Charles is finally coming out.
Yeah,
but not till December because they're flops, and that's fine.
I mean, hey, if you get the game, you get the game. Yeah. I'm excited to try out finally, since it came in the Oculus, so that we can do Phasmo. Yes. I do have my nephew's birthday, so if we do it, we'll have to do it on Sunday. But, like, we'll know. You and I will know that ahead of time, unless we did it tomorrow, which would be wild. All of this may have already happened by the time you've watched this.
I'm also excited for the Callisto Protocol, which is coming out in December, which is made by some of the original creators of Dead Space. It kind of looks like a Dead Space ripoff, but really? I'm okay with that because it looks cool.
Callisto Protocol. I'll have to look it up.
It comes out on December 2nd, I believe. I have it pre-ordered because it looks cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks very, very Dead Space.
Yeah,
Dead Space.
I just love anything Dead Space. You said December as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I'm like, I kind of feel a little disappointed in myself. I'm like, the horror games for like Spooktober, I'm like, I haven't had as many bangers, so I'm hoping to like fix that for the second half of the month, and also realizing that like there's only so many streams in that month. Even with 3 days a week, it's like, but if we're playing one game and it's like a longer game, like that could take the whole week. Yeah. And so I've been trying to like start a little earlier, stream later and whatnot, but I'm like, I want to do that, but I'm already like, just like I was around this time in October last year. I can't wait for November, where it's like Kingdom Hearts and cozy like Nintendo games, like Pokemon's coming out, and I can't wait.
Yeah. Part of it is also that tape is letting go, so there's a lot of light. You're gonna have a lot of backlight that's changing your skin tone.
Let me see if I can't fix that.
Yeah, see, we're closer now.
I remembered. Definitely like the sketchiest way to do this.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't as much of an issue in the past, but as seasons change, the sun position changes, and so now it hits more. We'll just retape it later, but that's a factor as well. The classic natural.
Doesn't even like stay all the way.
The classic natural lighting crisis. It's good enough. It's okay.
I understand that I've made it worse.
You have. Maybe we just sit down and keep going.
How did this end up like this?
How are you guys doing? How's it hanging? Are you slanging?
I'm trying.
I got a really nice compliment from a guy at Jimmy John's who I was wearing my Prey shirt at the time, and he's like, "Man, I love your shirt." I was like, "Oh, thanks." He's like, "That game is so underrated." And I was like, "Yeah." It was a nice little conversation. Then I had my Slim 5, and it was wordplay.
Oh, did they bring a Jimmy John's closer to here? Up in this area?
There's been one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Near the McDonald's and shit?
On the other side on the road.
Oh, really? I didn't know they finally developed that area.
Yeah, it's right by In-N-Out. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's so new.
It's been there for 2 years.
I've lived in this area for a lot longer than 2 years.
Yeah.
I just forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, man. Now I want a Slim 5.
Bop on over.
I'm trying.
Bop on over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool shit.
I was like, you wanna play Typhon Hunter? I didn't say that.
No.
Because no one wants to play Typhon Hunter. And Prey is not a multiplayer game.
It shouldn't be. Let it be what it is.
Let it be a single player.
As the great John Lennon said, let it be.
Let it be. Let it be.
Mm-hmm.
Something, words of wisdom.
Yeah, of course.
Let it be.
You know, the Beatles is fine.
It's fine.
A lot of the times it's very much like our parents' generation, like top tier banger, I feel like.
Older than our parents.
Yeah, well, like the nostalgic factor ish. Like to the point now where I'm like, meh, like Strawberry there's the movie Across the Universe, which is really good, that I enjoy, that has a lot of their songs. It's, you know, Beatles movie, whatever. But like otherwise, like I took that class in college that was Life After the Beatles, which was really interesting. To like see what they did and all of that. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize like how far they all went and did things. Yeah. Like continuously. And then I was also just like, meh.
I always liked Ringo the best because Ringo also did the voice of the conductor in the British version of Thomas and Friends.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so like way back in the day, like on TV and stuff, when they would show Thomas the Tank Engine, sometimes you would get the British version and sometimes you would get the American version. The British version was narrated by Ringo, and then the American version was narrated by George Carlin. And I loved both of them equally. Alec Baldwin can go suck it. He was not a good conductor.
You've heard it here first, folks.
I'll say it.
Alec Baldwin can suck it.
I have nothing to say about him as like a person in like his personal life.
Also,
I
hope that he's actually doing well after the shit that happened, where there was the
gun.
set, with the gun and whatnot. Like, it seemed like it actually really fucked him up, which I'd fuck anyone up.
Yeah.
So actually, he doesn't have to suck it in that regard.
Yeah, but he was still a bad conductor.
Yeah, as a conductor though, he was fucking trash.
So yeah. Which
that sounds like that's more like a bald lose. Am I right?
Am I right? I'm not wrong.
It's because that conductor. You know what he would have done? He would have let the bolt loose. We're not ready to have that conversation.
Not ready to have that conversation.
No.
You know what conversation people also aren't ready to have?
Yeah, I'm not ready.
In Thomas and Friends.
Friends of Thomas.
Seminal classic. Television.
A cornerstone of a generation.
Of media. Televisual content. Most of the time.
That tickled me. Televisual.
Televisual content. In almost every time that there is an incident, and there are many an incident on the island of Sodor, it happens.
Do they get reported?
Happens. Oh, yeah.
Does misconduct get reported?
It depends on the kind of misconduct.
Does the conductor get reported?
Misconduct on behalf of the trains? Absolutely. Some would say almost tyrannically, in the matter of like a wildly overproportional punishment for the crimes committed.
Like
if
being walled away.
At all.
Like being walled away forever.
Indeed. Not forever. They released him. Well, Henry got out. They never got, not Scarloey. What was his name? The one, Smudger. They never left. Okay, so let me tell you. Let me tell you about
what's the deep cut on Smudger?
Let me tell you about Smudger.
After you tell me about Smudger, I have an idea.
Okay.
To change things up a little bit, a little format remix. So
I stopped talking.
No. I figure what actually might be fun is like in between stories.
We open
a package like something that has like for both of us or whatever, so that it like intersperses it, since we have a lot, because we definitely check every single week and have not been behind on that.
That's absolutely true.
I should tell them about my car.
You can tell them.
Okay, but Smudge. Shut up, Steve. Smudger.
So Smudger.
Steve, the ultimate enemy of the Hell Yeah podcast.
I don't remember the original story I was about to tell you about Thomas and Friends, but now we're talking about Smudger.
Fuck that.
So buckle up.
Yeah.
So Smudger. Smudger was a locomotive.
Team Smudge.
He was a steam engine on the narrow gauge line with the small trains.
Okay, so what do they?
They're small.
Do you have an example?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Do you mind getting some props? And do you mind bringing one as a comparison so I can see the difference? I
can't show. It's too heavy. Hold on.
Do you need my help?
We'll get there.
Okay.
First, we'll do Thomas and Friends.
This is the train episode.
It's the train episode. Buckle up, kids.
Welcome to the Hell Yeah
podcast.
Yes. This is the train cast, motherfucker. Choo choo.
Choo fucking choo. All right.
Yeah.
Vamp.
Okay. Trains. Where do they go? Some say that they go wherever the rails take them, but I find that to be a bit dubious. Who controls where the railways go? How big is that railway spike? Could I lift the hammer to smash the spike in? It looks like fun, but I feel like the working conditions are less than ideal.
Okay, yeah.
But I want to try, kind of. Or I want to do the thing where, like, I throw the hammer, but then, like, 6 other guys, and we're all in a row doing the hammer. It's like...
Oh, yeah. Laying rail.
That looks really... I would love to lay rail.
Lay rail?
If I could lay some rail with my boys, I think that would be great.
Transcontinental Railroad. Okay, so... Where's the ciscontinental?
Right. I love that you actually have Thomas the Tank Engines. I thought you were going to bring real trains. This is so much better. I didn't.
Real trains?
Well, those are real trains.
What do you? Thank you.
Sorry, not people trains.
Thank you.
The ones that have Titans in them. Where he's just all
crawl on out. Okay, so for example, this is an HO representation.
Oh.
Indeed. This is an HO gauge.
Look at that dummy fit caboose.
Representation
That's not
of a tank engine.
Okay. Who is that?
This is Percy. I could have grabbed Thomas, but fuck Thomas.
How do we rate Percy out of 10 on a cool factor, reliability factor, and wow factor?
Okay, cool factor, 6. I'm gonna be nice.
They put the number.
I'll give him a 6. He's got his moments.
Well, he has his own number on there.
Yeah,
but that also is not cool.
Reliability, he's very reliable. Most of the time.
Mostly a good boy.
7.8 out of 10.
Okay.
He has accidents, but it's usually not his fault.
He has it's an accident,
and he's punished for them anyway, as though it was his fault. He is a little envious, though. He can't help it.
The green.
Yeah, he gets a little envious. Anyway, so this is...
What was the wow factor?
The wow factor?
What are the chances of people making him their favorite upon first seeing him?
Oh, he's actually like a lot of people's favorite because like he's
green,
cuter than Thomas.
Oh,
because he's like a little bit smaller and a little bit more portly.
So he does have a high wow factor, but it's one of those. It's waning if you're not sold immediately.
Yeah,
got it. Okay.
So this is an HO gauge representation of a standard locomotive, a tank engine, if you will.
Double standard, if you ask me.
This.
Okay.
Is an HO representation of a narrow gauge locomotive.
Okay.
So like they're much smaller because they were like up in the mountains and stuff where you can't have trains so big.
So is that Smudger?
That's not Smudger. They haven't made a model of Smudger because
he's walled away. How can they can't get him for the appointment?
The Smudger representation is not here. For example, here we go. This is Rheneas.
Rheneas?
Rheneas.
Okay.
That's his name.
What are give me the rundown.
What about him?
What was it? The cool factor, reliability factor, and wowness. First of all, his name's Rheneas, and I feel like that says a lot. Also, he looks a little small and thin.
Yeah, he's a skinny queen. He's an icon.
Yeah, also
and a legend.
I can't stop thinking about penises now.
Why?
Well, because like I didn't understand when you had said like thinner or not, and I was thinking like how much space on the track they take. But it's like now I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of girthy.
Well, it's narrow gauge because like they're the track narrower.
Oh, I understand. Also, I'm just a disgusting person, so Anyway, so Rheneas.
Rheneas, he doesn't have that many stories about him, if I'm going to be fully honest. But he's a good boy. He's all right. He's fine.
Mid.
Yeah, he's very mid.
But mid. Also, people use mid as like an insult, and I don't think you should. Like, there's nothing wrong with being
mid. Is better than half.
Average is good.
You're better than half.
Yeah.
50. You're better than 50% of people. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's the idea. So Smudger is like a little boy.
Smudger looks not unlike Rheneas.
What color?
I believe Smudger. Well. So it was different in the book versus in the show. In the show, I think he was red, and in the book, I think he was black.
Okay.
Something like that. Smudger was a little boy. So Smudger was a bit of an asshole. Gonna preface it with that. Smudger would he'd go too fast on purpose. And he'd rock and roll because he liked being a little...
He's out for a jaunt.
He's having a good time.
Smudger is just excited to be part of it and has the pep in his step.
But the problem is they warned him multiple times because he would go off the rails because of that. He'd pop off the rail.
Oh, because he's rocking.
He's rocking and going too fast. So he'd come off the rails, and then they had to put him back on it, which takes some work. You have to get a crane car. You have to get it back on. So he was not reliable in that regard. And the worst thing you can be on the island of Sodor is not a very useful engine.
Oh, no.
And he was not a very useful engine. But, so they offered him a couple opportunities for growth. They put him on corrective action plans.
Hey, they had a few one-on-ones.
Yeah, and they were like, hey, Smudger, we got to get this shit together. Stop wilding out. Smudger didn't listen. Smudger continued to... be a bit of a problem. But I would like to preface that he still was not this was poor behavior, but this was not criminal action.
I would also because I'm going to feel like we're going to get through the end of this tale of Smudger.
Yeah.
And it's not even just to take a step back that the island thought, okay, well, we don't want to stifle who Smudger is.
Right.
So is there a way maybe in off time that he has an opportunity to do what he likes to do, but it doesn't affect work?
Well, they don't really have off time because they're trains.
So first of all, that's the problem. They need to unionize.
Well, there's a lot of problems on the island of Sodor.
So do you see how
that start and...
The point I'm trying to make is stifling creativity is wrong.
Yeah, but that's not... I mean, his behavior wasn't creativity.
Green
is not a creative color.
I understand. I understand, but what I'm saying is they didn't they're just you need to just be better. No one stopped and said do you want to be better? No one talked to Smudger like that. And I understand that they're trains.
That may have been happening off screen.
Doubtful. I would
on the island of Sodor, it's highly unlikely, but it is possible.
Was it documented? Absolutely not.
Well, his engineer and his firemen definitely were they were more supportive and tried to sort of connect with him and get him to understand. I don't think that maybe the higher ups were.
Why did they build a train that would act like this.
Well, they didn't know he would act like this. Why do people have kids that act up?
How do they make the train?
They build them.
But at what point does the personality come alive?
I don't want to talk about abortion on this channel.
After 6 wheels, you're done. It's too late. That's a train now.
Smudger was...
What was the impact of Roe v. Wade?
On
the island of
Sodor. Well,
but also make sure you register to vote and make sure you vote. I got my early voting ballot, and I actually look up your people, and you should actually vote in your local elections. They make a difference.
Make informed decisions
without getting too political.
Yeah.
Political action.
But when does train life begin? So Smudger was, unreliable, but not a flop, but not a bad person. Mm-hmm. You ripped the tape.
Yeah, well, I ripped it so that I could try to double whammy, and it just made it worse.
Basically, they decided that the punishment for Smudger for his crime of being unreliable was to remove his wheels, take him off the track, put him into a shed directly next to the track so that all he could see and look at was a track where his his previously fellow trains would run past, living their lives, while he was turned into the boiler for some sort of an industrial building. And he got to just sit there, never able to move again, but having to watch his friends ride past on the rails doing what they could do forever. It then gets worse.
Because this really feels like, hey, you haven't been doing what you've been supposed to be doing, so we're going to cut off your feet and then make you sit in the room. Yeah, we're going to cut off your legs and then make you do paperwork while everyone gets to run past your office.
Where all you have is a window to look at people having fun.
Mm-hmm. And there's no blinds or shutters.
Nope. So he was, stuck there. And then there was a landslide in that area that covered basically that entire region, got buried under a rock slide, and he's still down there.
As the boiler.
Uh-huh. And no one ever went and saved him.
It's just oh, he must have died.
But he didn't, because trains don't really die like that. Because they don't need oxygen.
Because they can Theseus ship kind of thing, right? Where you can replace all the parts, but it's still the same.
Yeah, unless you from what
remove the faceplate.
It's a little complicated of when a train dies. If they go to the scrapyard and are literally ripped to shreds, then they die.
At what point does the train stop being a friend and start being a train?
Yeah. So he's trapped somewhere under a landslide of rock forever.
While the conductor just continues to just run trains with his boys.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
But anyway, that's the story of Smudger.
That's fucked up. That's smudged up.
And that was put to the children as this is why you shouldn't act up.
They really said, let's make a moral story about why you should listen to people who are in charge.
Yeah. That's literally the point of Thomas the Tank Engine is listen to authority figures.
Oh, wow, man. That's actually pretty fucked.
It's really dark. I love Thomas for what it is.
Does anyone ever question?
Yes, and they are summarily punished for it.
Swiftly. There is no other option.
Yeah. There also is a bizarre form of karmic justice on the island of Sodor where any sort of misdeed, whether it's your fault or not, is swiftly and incredibly punished.
On the spot.
Even if you didn't do anything wrong. Or it's something so minor. Percy.
Percy, little number 6.
Small number 6 Percy. Can you say that? Can you focus? There are moments when he makes a joke at Thomas and Thomas was being a dick and Percy makes a joke. And the story decides that not only should they punish Thomas for being a dick, but also, Percy shouldn't have made a joke at him. So we're going to, have some horrible accident happen to Percy where he's covered in tar or something and then he falls into a cornfield.
Oh my God.
Because he had the gall
to just make a quip.
to make a joke. But meanwhile, Thomas is allowed to make jokes all the time. Thomas is also punished. It's not quite like Bugs Bunny level, where like Bugs Bunny never suffers no matter what he does, whereas everyone else in Looney Tunes does. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at you, Daffy. It's not right.
I agree.
It's not right. That Bugs Bunny gets away with everything.
Well, but Bugs is smart, though.
So is Daffy.
I see, that's the thing, is that I don't think Daffy's is dumb. I will personally admit, if I had to, I would say that you're more Bugs, I'm more Daffy. That just feels right. But, like, Daffy ain't dumb.
No. Well, Daffy has a bad attitude, which I like. I appreciate that about him.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Doc? I like Bugs, but also, like, Bugs gets away with fucking everything.
Neither of us are Bugs.
No.
Brandon's Bugs.
Well, Mims is Bugs Bunny, but still. But Brandon's closest to Bugs Bunny, yeah.
Yeah. Taylor's Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah. And only because she'd be mad if she heard it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. No.
Jordan is...
Tyler's Foghorn Leghorn.
No. That she'd be mad, too. I would say that Jordan's Pepe Le Pew, but, like, Pepe Le Pew is problematic. He's very problematic.
No, I know.
But, like, if this was, like, 15 years ago before we realized and had a larger cultural understanding of why it was problematic, it was big Jordan energy.
Yeah.
Just because Jordan's just a sweetie pie, which doesn't really make sense at all. But, like, or maybe I was thinking Sylvester the cat. They're the same.
No, Sylvester is like... I don't think Jordan's like Sylvester. Sylvester just like all he cares about. He's very single-minded. Mm-hmm. All he cares about is getting Tweety.
Yeah. He's always on the damn phone.
Oh, on that damn phone. Yeah.
Thinking about their faces unlocked a memory that I have.
Okay.
From when I was a child.
Do we need to do a package first?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And then a story of your childhood.
It's about JJ the jet plane.
That's me. JJ.
Because you're not going to believe me.
That's me.
So we have here.
This also goes with the heavy package.
The heavy package?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, the one that's labeled heavy. I would. Yeah. You didn't see nothing.
I'll blur it or something.
Yeah. So these are from Madison. Thank you so much, Madison. We figured we'd intersperse them, or just, in between like things, and then it's like not like a big chunk at the end, because it's like we never know how long they'll take. They inspire more stories, the usual. I sent a package in another cardboard for Eric that should be ideally opened with this. I don't know what will arrive when. Oh, I really like this card.
This one's cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Please don't read on the podcast. Oh.
Please don't read on the podcast. Too boring. Can I read the front though? Because the front is funny and it's not like a personal thing. It's congrats on losing a gazebo, being awesome, surviving September, your new home, another podcast episode, your channel anniversary, another year of your channel, your quick recovery from September. Living your best life, being congratulated. Okay, sure. And other great YouTube content. I will definitely read the rest of this.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will have to read it after streams or after the cast. So thank you very much. That was very kind of you. We can open up the big package though.
Yes. Lift with your legs.
I am not in a good chair to lift from one side.
I don't know that there's a good chair to do that.
Get me the good chair. I need to open this package.
Open this package.
Oh my God, what is it? Oh!
What is that? Yay.
Yay, thank you. It's because we always pre-open the packages to make sure that like they're open.
It's more sport.
We already know. But thank you so much. I was actually I just asked Eric. I was like, how much did you pay for a pack of those? Because I think I want to like buy them, and then finding out that they're less than $20 is fucking amazing. At least on Amazon, right? On this point,
at least on Amazon in our area, yes.
In our area, yes. Thank you so much.
You.
Sorry, now I feel really bad because it feels weird
addiction.
that I like said the price. If it's like, oh, like here you go. No, but thank you. Like literally, like.
Thank you very much.
You came over to my house yesterday, and we both. The first thing we both did was I was like, hey, you're like, hey, and then like. We both had the same drinks in our hands, and it's like, yeah, it'd be like that.
I just wish they didn't have caffeine.
Really?
Because I don't need the caffeine. I just like the flavor.
See, I I've actually noticed since I've like switched that like I haven't been drinking nearly as much soda, and I've also been using them to help like wean off of like energy drinks.
That's good.
So, you know, I'm not having nearly as many, nearly as often. Like, I did have one this morning, but that was because, like, I had to get to work, and I was like, if I got to drag this fucking thing under my car for so long, which I want to talk about, but also I need to talk about JJ the jet plane.
Okay.
That's me. So, when I was a kid,
when I was a child,
I did not, like, Thomas was fine, but JJ the jet plane was the shit.
God, it creeped me out. I watched it.
I mean, it's more or less the same, right? Like, I always thought they were made by the same company and whatever.
I felt that they were different because Thomas the Tank Engine, the faces didn't move.
Oh, yeah.
The faces were like a stop motion movement, and so they didn't change very often. It would just be like from scene to scene, they would change from like a still smile to like a still like furrowed brow.
Whereas like JJ the jet plane could give you head.
Was
like
early CGI, and it looked like it.
Could you imagine getting domed from a plane?
No, it's a lot bigger than we are as people. It'd have to really persist.
Suck on it like a straw.
Even as big as my dick is.
Yeah, that big HO gauge.
It'd really have to pucker up.
Really whole hogging it. This is going to be really dumb, but for whatever reason... What?
Oh, wait.
No, share it. I can't forget this.
There's JJ the jet plane vor art, isn't there?
Oh, maybe. Probably. I don't know. I never thought about it.
But if you get eaten by it, do you just like go into the cabin?
I don't... Because that would imply that you could exit the cabin...
Right.
Through his mouth.
2 exits in the front.
1 in the front.
The nearest exit may be behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have a butthole? We're not going to go there.
Well, so as a kid, I must have got my wires crossed, which is just a theme for me as a person where I tend to like, I think I know something correct, but I'm actually misremembering 2 different things to create one new abomination where it's like the essence of what you've said is correct.
Right.
But how I don't know how you got to the solution, but it's wrong on a level I've never seen. But your math is right, and that's what scares me.
You showed your work.
I've had that happen before.
Your answer was wrong, but you showed the work of how you got to the wrong answer. So we're going to give you 80% points.
I lost points once, like technically, because the math problem where I showed my work, I like didn't know the right way to do like the whole like showing all your steps like the long way. I just figured out the answer, and they're like, you did this the wrong way, but you got the same answer, so I'm giving you half points. And I'm like, first of all, I got the answer right. I should get full points.
But the test wasn't just about the answer.
Well, I understand that now, but it was bullshit then. I always thought that Jay Leno voiced JJ the Jet Plane, but it goes deeper than that, because I thought that the way that the planes worked is that Jay Leno was JJ the Jet Plane, as in like Jay Leno.
That was his face.
Like Jay Leno crawls into the plane. Like I thought, was like, yeah, like that's Jay Leno, like that's his face. Like, and then like on TV one time, like, because I'd only ever like heard of Jay Leno, and like I don't know why I decided to think that like the only other Jay I've ever heard of, they're the same person.
Right.
So I always thought like, yeah, I'm like Jay Leno. I'm like, yeah, like I'm like, oh, Jay, I'm like he's in there. Like he's the one flying the plane, and like that's his face. That's how they all work. Not that they're just planes with a face on the front, like Thomas. Because I understood that there weren't people in the Thomas and Friends. Like that made sense to me.
Right. Well, let's do it.
But these faces move, so there's got to be like an actor or something.
Yeah.
And like, so I really thought like he crawls into the plane and then like flies around, and when he's talking, it's Jay Leno.
It's Jay Leno.
It's not even Jay Leno. That I don't think he's involved with the show in any way.
He's certainly not.
And I remember one time seeing on TV in some fucking capacity like Jay Leno, and
perhaps on his show.
And I went, I want to say I like looked at my mom or dad, and I was like, he doesn't look like that. And like I want to say whichever parent it was just like they just brushed me off, and I was just like, whatever, they don't know. But like I'm gonna go back and like watch my VHS of JJ the Jet Plane, because like that's the Jay Leno I know. And then I watched Jay Leno, and I'm like, yeah. You know who Jay Leno does kind of look like though, or who looks a little bit like Jay Leno? Zach. A little bit, like if he had like white hair. Yeah, he could pull it off. He's got the height.
Yeah.
Yeah. You knew what I meant, even though it was just a weird, nasty laugh. He does like the little like thing out.
Zach?
No, Jay Leno.
Oh,
Mr. Leno.
I don't really watch Jay Leno.
I don't either.
What little I've seen of Jay Leno is because he has like
Coffee and Cars or something.
Yeah, he has like a car collection, which I don't care about, but my dad does. So I've seen them because of my dad.
He's a simp for metal.
Metal?
Mm-hmm. If it's shaped
in the
correctly.
shape of a car.
I love the shape of the metal.
I love that song by Ed Sheeran.
Mm-hmm. The new Pokemon one, Celestial.
Shape of Metal.
Oh.
Shape of You.
Boop, boop, boop. That was good. I was like, I know it's a song reference, but I'm like, I don't remember one called Metal. Sometimes it's too funny. Is the joke too good?
There was also that show on PBS, I believe, that was Thomas the Tank Engine and JJ the Jet Plane adjacent, where they were tugboats. Did you ever watch that? I
liked
that one.
That has a very like faint memory that where I'm like, I don't think I ever watched it, or like I saw it once or something, because like it sounds like you're telling me a truth.
I really didn't. I loved Thomas the Tank Engine. I really did not like JJ the Jet Plane. I found it really creepy because they were like, the faces were moving too much and it was early CGI and it was very like, it wasn't even Uncanny Valley because they weren't close enough yet, but it was just like off. And then the tugboats were like in the same way of Thomas, of like the face just like they like swap out faceplate
like
kind of things.
Yeah.
So I liked the tugboat one. Theodore Tugboat.
That sounds more correct. I also remember now that JJ the Jet Plane used to give me nightmares, but not because of any of the characters, but because I would pretend that I was up flying with Jay Leno and the other JJ planes. But like I would have this dream where like either I was like up in the air with them or I was on a swing and I would swing up and then I'm like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And then I would go, wait, I'm not a plane. I don't know how to land. And I just start falling to the earth. And then once I'm about to hit the ground, I wake up. And I had that dream like 6 times as a kid.
Yeah. I had a lot of dreams. Still do. But in the past, I had a lot of dreams about flying off the road off a cliff.
Oh, yeah.
And then just falling.
And your brakes don't work?
Yeah. And you just, woo. And then before you crash, you wake up.
Do you ever, I have this dream from like, we were staying at like, cause like my mom, we moved a lot this like time frame when I was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 or something like that, before she found her condo, where we stayed at like all these weird houses with this one cool room that had like a ladder up to a little study loft in this big open room. It was super fucking cool. I got tricked into thinking I had telekinesis at one point by some other kids, but it seemed really cool because they said all you have to do is like say out loud what you want to move and like think it and it'll happen. And it kept happening. And I was like, holy shit, because the other kids were in the room with the window open, but like they let me believe, and that was awesome.
Did you ever do the thing in the shower where like the water's running down your arm and you'd be like water lightning coming out of your fingers?
I still do that if it happens.
Also, Josh, big ups for Josh.
Big ups.
We love Josh around here. Josh, way back in like, God, I guess that was like 7th grade or whatever. I went over to his house and it was the first time I'd ever played on Xbox 360, and he convinced me that it was like voice activated, because he said like Xbox open, like as he like pushed a button to make it really open. And I was like, that's so cool. And he was like, it's not real. And then, which was also funny though, because then a couple of years later they came out with the Kinect where you could do that.
Do it.
But yeah, he did that. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And he's like, I was just fucking with you. And I was like, oh,
thanks.
Yes.
Do you ever have those dreams where like, or like, do you ever sometimes think that like there's a dream from when you were a kid that you're like, did I ever wake up from that dream?
Not usually.
I have this one where I'm like, I know I woke up, but every once in a while when I'm having like a dissociative moment of sorts, I go, something's going to look funny. And then I'm going to suddenly like awaken, because it happened to me once.
Yeah.
Which I did not appreciate, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But I had this like weird dream where like, for whatever reason, I was sleeping on like a loft bed. That was the only thing I remember, but I like distinctly remember sleeping in that bed in like a house that I wasn't used to sleeping in like the first time. And I remember like I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, I don't know if I'm awake. And then I've been crazy ever since. And sometimes it's like that.
I had a loft bed at one point in my life. And so like I would sleep with like the pillow on the side with like the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a dream, not knowing it was a dream, in the dream, I woke up in my bed and I was like laying turned so that like I was facing the wall, not the ladder. I woke up, rolled over, so I'm now looking where the ladder is, and there was a person standing there at the top of the ladder, like
Mr.
inches
Soprano.
from my face, but they had no face.
It'd be like that sometimes.
And then I screamed, and then I actually woke up, and I was facing that direction, and then I screamed again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's fucking terrifying.
I was like, that's not fair. I was like, you can't have dreams about waking up in the dream.
I hate
that's
that.
Not fair.
I've had like those like Inception level dreams before, and it's like so aggravating when you're like, oh God, that's right. I was in this previous dream, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And you
fair.
get lucid just enough to recognize that you were in a dream within a dream, but not lucid enough to do anything.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you want a package?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Are these?
That's a postcard from Chloe.
Oh, fun. Okay, so we'll do these three then.
Okay.
Here you go.
Dear Eric and Odie, hello from Tokyo. It's been a month,
Hello.
and it's still a little surreal that I'm here. I just wanted to send this postcard to get myself familiar with the post system here. Hopefully, I'll be able to send a Japan package sometime in December. Many thanks to you both and your communities for keeping me sane through this massive change in my life. Yours sincerely, Chloe.
Oh,
Congratulations,
thank you so much, Chloe.
on going out there. I hope it's going well. That's exciting.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay, there's a part without that we can't read, so I'll read the part that we can. This is from Sugar Crash, aka Kate. Hello, hell yeah, boys.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I know your birthdays are long gone, but I finally got paid.
They're
so
also
I want.
just around the corner.
Yeah, they are. The birthday's coming up.
They're coming up. Birthday's always coming up.
It's on the up and up. They
The
always got
farthest
something
it
to look
can
forward
be is a year away, and
to.
that's not that long.
The farthest it could be is the moment it's over. You're only getting closer.
What's the best time to have a birthday? 20 years
All
ago.
the time.
What's
You're-
the second best time to have a birthday? Right now.
You're right, Sweaty. You don't have a birthday month. Have
People
a birthday year.
People don't tell you that.
This is my birthday decade. Decade.
What?
Well, it's my last one.
Well,
It's the decade.
R.I.P. Forsaken was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good.
Bring it back. I paid for it. I paid for the content.
I understand that you're friends with Paul.
I paid for the content.
You did.
I wish I was friends with Paul. He seems like a great guy.
He does seem like really funny.
Yeah.
Like in that kind
Very
of like
dry
dry
wit kind of way.
Yeah. Like I'd love if I could meet any like YouTuber. If you could meet, I'm gonna finish reading this, but to give you something to think, if you could meet like 5 YouTubers in like, not even in like a collab sense, but just like who would be really cool to meet?
Well, it would be great to meet Mark again. It's been a little bit.
Marky Mill.
Yeah, friend of the channel.
But
it's been
let me read this. Think about it for a moment. It's like, hey Kate, I know I just started reading this, but also let's talk about our 5 favorites.
Kate has inspired conversation.
Correct. That's the point. That was the purchase. There's content in these hills. I wanted to finally
have
replace.
eyes.
They do. Oh, God. Pop 'em peepers. I wanted to replace the crappy half-printed Pokemon
I want
cards.
mashed potatoes now.
Eric had mentioned he didn't have Animal Crossing, and I know Odie has a new Pokemon game he's looking forward to, so that's why I got these. Oh,
Oh.
I didn't even flip them over. Oh, that was so sweet of you. Oh my
Thank
God, you
you.
did not have to
You
do
did not
that.
need to do that. That's so sweet.
But thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the $50 Nintendo eShop gift card.
So I have to spend this on Animal Crossing. I will. I like the idea of Animal Crossing. I've just never played it. I used to love watching Taylor play it.
Yeah, no, it's the new one's actually fun.
Seabass, not you again.
And if you did play, we can like visit, like so I can come and visit, and I could be like,
I don't know about that.
No. I don't get to live there.
Well,
And I don't get to like do things, but like I hung out with Mims. I went to her island, and she was like
did you grief it?
a little bit. Yeah,
Did you bring a spider?
I didn't bring a spider, but I did like I was like, I have things for you, and I put it down, and she went, thanks, and did not pick it up, and I was like, okay, and then like all of a sudden, because like we were like texting, I don't know why we weren't like on a call. It was really dumb of us, but like I like run over, and I'm like, I'm just kind of chilling. And she's like, are you coming? I want to show you my museum. And her like person would just be standing there like this, like just waiting. And I'm like, I'm coming. I'm just very slow. So thank you. Looking forward to that's why I got these. Obviously, if you want to get something else of these, I won't stop you. They're yours to use however you want. Anyway, I hope you wish you hope the best. Hope you had a nice summer, and I hope work is going smoothly. Love, Kate, aka Sugar Crash. There's also this secret message.
A secret
that we cannot read out loud. It's okay. You're good.
You're good.
Actually, to be honest, if anything, you might actually. It'd be wild, but
okay. I love playing as Villager.
Yeah, he's
in
fun.
Smash
Do you want to open it?
Sure.
I figure you like opening things sometimes.
Maria. I like opening assholes. Not mine.
Mm-hmm. Prolapse or relapse, baby. Ew. I'm sorry for what I've said.
I don't want either of those things, if I may be honest.
Those are my favorite Eminem albums.
Relapse?
Prolapse.
Oh. There's no knife. We're just gonna
tear that bitch open. Bust that pussy on over here.
Whose box is this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Say my name.
Redacted. We did not open it the right way. But that's fine. What's the loot? Okay.
What's in the fucking box?
Oh, okay.
Any Seven fans out there?
Crazy world. Oh, okay. So we have goodies. These are for you. These are for me.
Oh.
They are
Sugar and Sloth. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Mario. Versus Los, Mario.
I really was like, oh, is it a cookie? Because it's in a cookie bag. Oh, they're stickers. Oh, how cute.
Stickers. I like stickers.
Very adorable.
I love the color palette. I love me a good pastel.
Crystal frog magic. Purple crystal frog protects against negativity, brings love and connection. Yellow crystal frog. Oh, I like that one.
I like your butt.
That one's kind of funny.
Says I like your butt.
Green soothes anxiety, brings prosperity and luck. I want that. Wait, but I also want yellow. Manifest financial abundance and opportunities. You can have purple.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Protects against negativity. Listen.
I know.
Sometimes the bad vibes are coming from inside the house, and you got to get out of there.
I panic at discos. I
would.
Your best is enough. Anxiety. I hate everything. Anxiety. Cute but stabbing. Always give 100% unless it's cookies. Then keep them all.
Nope.
Fairies believe in you.
It's a little deep.
This is so cute. When I see cows, I announce to the rest of the car that there are cows. Yeah. Sometimes and pirates need hugs too. Oh, the Nope one. I really like the Nope.
The Nope one's nice.
Oh, I like that spooky castle one. Sorry, I'm spoilers.
Love and connection.
Mm-hmm. I hope that my love of money connects me to more.
My love and connection comes intact.
Oh, yeah. But it has haste, which means that's because I ordered Postmates.
I reclaim my love and connection from the graveyard.
My one true love is the guy who makes the milkshakes at his house for GoPuff. Thank you. Oh, this is cute. Physically, I am here, but emotionally, I am a lobster beanie baby. Hurrah, you goodness.
I never had a lobster beanie baby, but I did have the crab beanie baby because they're baby.
Yeah.
Hashtag the jock.
I think my dad got me a lion once because he likes lions because he's a Leo, and I'm like, I fucking hate lions.
But you're also a Leo.
I understand that.
Maybe that's why he got it for you.
I understand that is why. But like,
but he's a Leo.
He's also a Leo. Yeah.
Yeah.
August 13th.
Yeah.
So like, that's cool and all, but like, I don't like lions. I don't like that lion aesthetic.
Yeah.
So like Destiny, for example, I hate it. I hate the lions.
Well, you don't play as a Titan.
I know, but when I have to for the back Guardian games like 3 years ago where you can get the special ghost shells. Like I thought the eagle looked really cool for being unbalanced.
Eagle was cool.
And the snake one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And I liked like that aesthetic, but I hated the lion one. And there's like so much about lions.
I know. I love Titans, and I exclusively play as a Titan.
They choose so many like animal based ornaments that just aren't cool animals.
It's not it, Chief.
Do like a shark one
or a sloth.
That would be cool.
That would be a fun twist.
No, but it's not badass.
Badass.
Or do a wolf one, but where it doesn't look weird.
Iron Wolf. Iron. It's not the Fallen. You know what? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is the Fallen.
It is the Fallen.
And he needs to just be okay with that.
I saw a post on Reddit the other day on Destiny memes of just like, you know, it's like I think it was supposed to be Patrick Bateman in like where he's just like walking with his headphones on like without a care in the world, and it's like the drifter on his way to say some of the most out of pocket shit 2 seconds before transmatting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he should.
Okay, yeah.
You know his name's Jermaine.
Cool. Explains why he's like that.
Yeah. You know what? Guys who are named Jermaine go by Drifter. So.
Okay, yeah.
But.
Okay, yeah.
I used power tools today, unsupervised, and I felt powerful.
That's hot.
Because you already heard this. I don't give a shit. I'm telling the story. So recently, there was really bad storms and flooding in a lot of areas. In like Arizona gets a lot of flash flood warnings and whatnot. And like certain roads, because of how they dip, like are just done. Like if you see a puddle of water, you don't risk it because you never know. Long story short, I turned the corner onto the street and it was too late. And I was like, all of a sudden, as I was driving, trying to slowly wade through this water, like I was on Jungle Cruise at Disneyland.
And up ahead, we have one of the 8 wonders of the world, the backside of water.
Oh.
Woo. Jungle Cruise. Okay, yeah. That's fine.
I think I went on it once when I was like 12.
I've had to be on it a lot because my sister loves it.
Really? But there's a better ride literally right next to it. The Tarzan ride. Isn't it?
There's Tarzan's Treehouse.
Or what's the one that's...
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is next to it, which is a lot cooler than...
Well, yeah, you go on Indiana Jones, and then your sister says, I want to go on Jungle Cruise, and you go, okay.
Do we gotta? Because you're not at that age yet where you can just split.
Yeah. I don't mind Jungle Cruise. Mm-hmm. It's just boring.
We got Cruise for the table.
Listen, a cruise d'été. When it's
Cruise d'été.
When it's not too hot, a charcuterie. When it's not...
A charcuterie would be great.
When it's not like too hot out, it's nice. You just get to like sit down and like have a guy like tell corny jokes for a little bit. It's not terrible. When it's the middle of summer and she's like, I want to go on Jungle Cruise. I'm like, then you go ahead and go on Jungle Cruise.
How about you go and starve?
Go to sleep and starve. Anyway.
Yeah. So the water came in and like fucked up the water splash plate under splash guard underneath my car and bent and like snapped it loose. And as I was driving, I realized that so I must be like something must be caught. Turns out no, the water broke that thing, and then from the front with the force of the water bent the piece, like got up under the lip and bent it completely behind itself. And like physically there's no way, like there's not enough room because you can't go underground to like maneuver the piece to even try to bend it.
Right.
So I've been driving around, you know, where it sounds like a car is scraping up against a curb, but like that's just me all the time. And if I go about 40 miles an hour, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But like I've had to go to the office twice this week, and the fastest way to the office by a long shot is surface streets.
Yeah.
Which fucking blows, which means lots of starting and stopping. And like I definitely passed like 6 groups of cops because there's like 2 major accidents. And like they would just go like, but there's too many cars and they're like helping a situation that they can't pull me over. I'm like, I don't think I'm doing anything illegal, but I'm definitely doing something sus. And it was just like, or like pulling out of my driveway, which is made of rock, and then like it scoops a bunch of rock out. Also, very weird deja vu right now, even though you've only worn this shirt once.
Yeah,
I just bought it. So odd, but finally, my buddy Cool Mike, who was like, hey, when I get back, because he went to California over the weekend as a single father. Well, he's not a single father. He went by himself as a single man.
I didn't
no,
think he was a single
he
father.
Went by himself. He is married and has children. There we
stop
go.
leaving those comments.
I just meant like he was alone. Stop. Don't ask about Cool Mike ever again.
Cool Mike Doritos. He's not for you.
And he was like, hey, well, like Wednesday or Thursday, how about like, because I was like, yeah, I'm like, I'll be doing the podcast. So I'll be like heading up to 17 or so. So like, we'll come over and like, you know, you can help me with the saw. I also thought that it was like a big saw that you have to hold, and like these ramps are going to put the car up pretty high, and then we'll be able to use this big whirly-gig looking saw to saw it off. Because I'm an idiot, or rather, I'm just inexperienced and don't know tools well because I don't have a lot of exposure to them. So I, you know, today was like, I got back to the office and I like had some downtime, and I was like, I'm going to go buy some duct tape because I wonder if I can just duct tape it to something to at least get it up off the ground. Realized it was a fruitless endeavor. But what was funny is I didn't realize, like, I didn't think about what it looked like me doing. So at work, I was parked in one of the eco-friendly spots with my sun-faded, you know, sticker that still is valid. Where I'm right in front of the doors to the elevator, like just off to the left. So if you go left, you'll see me, and I am face down on my stomach, like working on something at the car. And all of a sudden, I hear this woman go, "Are you okay?" Because she walks and just sees me like sprawled out, and I kind of wasn't moving because I was like looking at something. So she just sees someone like face down next to the car, just like dead almost. She's like, okay. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. I'm like, my skid plate. And I go launch into the whole thing because it's always a whole thing. And she goes, oh yeah. She's like, I just wasn't worried if something happened. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm not stealing a catalytic converter. This is my car. I promise. And she went like, yeah. And I'm like, I have the keys. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And it's my own fault. I don't need to relay this information. But you know, me, I'm a good jumper. Conclusions, I can jump to anyone. So I'm always going to assume the worst, and you know, Worcestershire sauce. And it was a whole pain. And then I was like, fine, cool, Mike, are we ready? Can you help me out today? And he goes, yeah, no problem. Except I got to take my wife to the airport. And then I might also have to, before that, take her on another errand. And then I kind of have to take my kids to Legoland, which I'm like, these are very
just dad things.
Yeah. Well, he's a stay-at-home dad. So like I'm like, that's a weird luxury, but that's not a luxury for him in that sense, like, because it's managing kids. He does love it though. He says, I have no regrets, but I will be honest, like, once this other kid comes, like, it's just not time. It's too expensive to pay for that many babysitters. I'm like, I get it. So all of that to say, I realized once I got home that I'm like, I own a hacksaw from when I wanted to make my green screen stand. And I also sat there and thought to myself, why didn't I remember this on Sunday? And I could have prevented so much heartache to myself and stress. So I get there and I'm at my house and I decide I'm going to go ahead and try this bitch out. And I do it pretty well, except I realize that sometimes the hacksaw, if you can't like fully lock down what you're doing, like it's going to go whatever direction it wants kind of. So I have these weird, like kind of loopy loop pieces. And I was like, I finally got it off. I was drenched in sweat, and I'm like, I'm done. I did it. Fuck yeah. And I was like, I'm going to call Cool Mike and let him know that I don't even need to stop by his house. Then I started driving, and I was like, smooth as butter, baby. And then I hit I think it was about 30 to 40 miles an hour, and I hear, because it's so fast, or now that there's nothing else dragging it down, the air is dragging that little dangly piece down enough to be dragging, and I'm like, son of a bitch. It's not nearly as loud. It's not deafening, but like, because it sounded like heavy rain on my car. But
Jason
Derulo, I loved Heavy Rain.
Yeah,
it was such a good game. I own it. I realize now because Ori got me like the Beyond. It's like Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human and Beyond Two Souls, like all in one. It was really good. And yeah, like now it's good. It's not it's not a fun story, like it just is. But like I ended up using his power tool and used the ramps to get up there and cut it down. And I felt very like I'm doing maintenance.
Yeah.
And it's like I could pay like $100 to get it like a replacement part, and then like I'd have to like either have someone install it or just like him and I can install it. I'm like, but also it's not necessary really. So I don't want it. And so driving from his house to your house was a fucking delight because I realized as I was pulling up to your house that I'm like, I haven't heard it at all. And I'm like, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
That I was able to think about something other than that. So that was like a little nice little treat, a little treaty for me. Treaty for Odie.
Yeah.
So that story was boring. Would you like a gift?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
No, it's not.
It's all bad.
All bad. Oh, there's the other Mario gift. Maybe we should do that one first.
Yeah, let's do all Mario. Get it.
Is it March 14th? No, wait. What is Mario Day? March 10th. March 10th is.
I've never known.
Alrighty, Mario.
Chris Pratt's birthday.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, thank you so much, Mario. I've already seen it.
I can't see what it is.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like a push pop.
That's cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. It's the Lord of the Rings version?
Monopoly.
I've seen that movie.
Monopoly.
Oh.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
I heard if you have that, you should consult a doctor.
Monopoly?
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Mario.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was so sweet of you.
That was very
All
kind.
right. Yeah.
I love Monopoly.
All the stuff that
Until
Mario...
I'm
It's,
halfway
like
through a game.
it's fun until
But I
someone
love starting
loses.
Monopoly.
Yeah, like it's the...
I love starting Monopoly.
Honestly, what we should have done last time we played Monopoly on stream was like... It's like, okay, once the properties are like... Everything's been bought, are we cool with just like calling it? You know, like unless you have enough people that have enough properties to like make something happen. But like, because like what we did is like, we're never going to trade with each other.
No, it just becomes a war of attrition.
And it's like, we tried for like an hour.
We did. We hung in there. We did it.
This is really cool.
That's really cool. Thank you, Mario.
What are I wonder what the pieces are.
Probably
Ooh,
the characters.
Yeah, taking control of the ring will grant you special powers, but beware the Eye of Sauron when that ring is yours. Oh, what? Oh, that looks sick as fuck. So you trek to Mount Doom
to destroy the ring.
This actually seems
Destroy it.
like a whole. It's like a whole like kind of like it's actually not just a theme set. It's
right.
Like,
There's more to it. Yeah, yeah.
There's coins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you love that.
We love to see coins.
We
Hell
do
yeah.
love to see coins. Oh, this seems really cool. We'll have to play this. We have to do the. We also maybe we should do it for when we hit 2K. Is the other board game that Loop had sent too, and we could do like a whole other board game stream.
Yeah.
Because that'd be fun. It would be a day of board games celebrating 200,000 subscribers. I mean, it's down 300,000.
Listen, we've fallen pretty far from
we
grace,
fluctuate highly,
but it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's okay.
We might as well just do the last two, and then I'm down to go into questions.
Yes.
Choice. This is from Paige Nichols. I gotta figure out. Oh no, it's not. That must be from Customs.
This is from Mario.
This is also from Mario. Oh, they're all from
there's
Mario.
a lot from Mario. Goodness,
wow.
Mario. Thank you.
I also finally have an answer for Steph's question of like my Pendragon fan cast.
Oh, good.
One of which is Uncle Press. There's who would get like cast as him, but then who I would want to be cast. Who would be cast is Chris Pine, because you got to put him in like a knowledgeable role, right. But that is still fallible.
Who was Chris Pratt playing?
So that's just it. It was like part of me was like they'd hire Chris Pratt to be Bobby if it was animated, because I don't think he could get away with playing a 14-year-old boy. But I kind of would like the actor that plays number 5 in Umbrella Academy to be Bobby. I think that he could do an interesting job. It'd be a little bit different take because he's a little small, or at least that's how they portray him a lot. But it maybe just be that they're putting him in like the clothes. But he's like snarky and stuff, but which may not be fitting to the character, but it'd still be really fun. And then like for Saint Dane, I really wanted the actor that plays Lucius Malfoy.
Oh yeah.
Because Saint Dane has long hair up until a point where it gets scorched, because he can shape change, but like his base form can't. Like it's not like he just resets to his previous self. So his base self ends up getting like bald, covered in these nasty scars, because Bobby fucks his ass up once. So, okay. So we also have Odie's or Eric Steve to the Hyper Boys. Odie the staple. Oh my God, there's so many things. You take the lead.
Okay, I'll open the witness's fake.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mario.
So much stuff, Mario. Thank you.
It all actually came. That's so exciting. Well, because it's always so like staggered, or like one thing shows up and the others don't. Oh, honey, you're how old? Were these for birthday? It was just a while back.
So yeah, it says happy birthday, which I love. This Eric, get on board if you're a hot girl and you have problems too. Choo choo. Love that. You know, you don't look that old, but you don't look that young either. JK. Thanks, Mario. I hope this is the beginning of a wonderful year. Happy birthday. Stay awesome, dude. Well, thank you.
That's a lot nicer than my card. So I got, oh, honey, you're how old?
Oh, honey.
And then it says, Steve, some people get wiser with age. Some people get richer with age. But everybody gets older with age. So good luck on the other two. Age doesn't matter. It's just a number. And yours is really high.
Yours is going up.
Happy birthday. Stay cool. Stay funny. From Maria. Smiley face. Thank you. These are very cute. I like these. Oh, that's a good Trixie.
To the Hyper
From the Queen store.
To the Hyper Boys.
To the Hyper Boys.
Odiepus.
Hyper Boys.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Swabbers.
To the very special couple. To the very special couple on your engagement. If you think.
Do I look like?
Do I look? I'm really sorry about all the glue. Your girl was fighting for her life with their stupid glue stick. Anyway.
I'm just imagining, you know the gif of like the girl who's doing homework and crying?
Yeah.
But it's Mario with this Elmer's glue stick just fucking trying. And the colored paper cardstock stuff is like so wet from the glue that it's not sticking right.
Yeah.
And it's lost its sturdiness. Anyway.
To Odie and Eric, the beautiful couple. Thank you for everything you do. Not to labor the point, you get it. We appreciate you both very much, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, on to the matter at hand. As always, you say something that somebody later recalls you saying, in which your response is, did I say that? Yes, you did.
Oh.
So, I just wanted to start this off by saying that your first 3 episodes of the podcast, Dolphin Girls and Turtle Women in particular, was a favorite of mine, alongside many others, of course, including Smashburger and DJ. I absolutely loved...
Those are old cuts.
Yeah, I absolutely loved past tense.
Oh.
However...
They said past tense?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Loved in all caps and then past tense. However, yeah, this is the bad part. The audio is shit. I'm joking. Don't cry. It is shit.
No, it is.
You're
like,
right.
And like we didn't realize it at the time. We didn't know.
We simply didn't know.
We were making it far too
didn't
complicated.
know better.
Well, also
We
that
were
mic
younger
we were
then.
using wasn't great. But also, I don't know what happened to the audio file.
The audio file wasn't broken. It was just we were using one mic between us in a loud room with the air on.
Yeah.
And we were too far away from the mic because we weren't going to be
We didn't want to kiss.
We didn't want to touch lips.
Yeah.
Oh, not those ones anyway. To solve this problem...
Pussy lips.
I touched my... to solve this problem, I took the time to write up a transcript for that particular episode. Man, I don't even know where to begin. It took forever. Is this what we had joked about, where we were like, someone should write the script and we should act out Dolphin Girls and Turtle Women, but playing each other? Do you remember when we said that?
I swear to God, if that's what this is, I say fuck questions this week, we do that.
That would take too long.
No, we speed read. Or no, this has to be...
It has to be a whole thing. We have to dress as each other.
We would have to make
We
an
have
event.
to do the whole thing.
That might be. We might need to just do
We have to play
a
each other.
podcast stream, but then like a celebration stream is like the Redux for 2K. That's what we do. We got to play board game. There's so many things we have to do.
I respect you guys so much with everything you do. You guys have a job, then individual creative elements that you provide to the world, and then on top of that, you have a podcast. I can't even eat breakfast and look at my phone at the same time. That's how uncoordinated I am. Anyway, moving on from my lack of coordination, you guys are nuts in the best way. You do so much. You're both truly incredible. Anyway, I'm rambling. So, the scripts, my initial idea was to ask if you guys would ever consider making a remastered version of any of those episodes. You did mention that maybe you would if you had a transcript. Don't quote me on that. I can't quite remember. Yes, we did. And I said, wouldn't it be funny, though, if because then you were like, well, we should do them again. And I was like, yes, but we should play each other.
A new twist on an old favorite, because then it's just like a table read.
Right. Of course, I'm only kidding. I know those episodes are done in the moment, so to speak. You know, sometimes you can't get that moment back and relive it. We know that every time we don't start the video fast enough.
Yeah.
And we do a bit, and then the bit doesn't.
The best bits are the ones you never hear.
Yeah. And then we tell you they were funny.
And then still tell them, and it's just not
as
punch.
funny. I know those episodes. I know that you can't get that moment back and relive it, so of course it's not something you actually have to do. I'm memeing or whatever. I mean, if you ever consider doing a remastered version, that would be awesome, and you have transcripts now, yay. But look, it's your podcast, and you can do whatever the fuck you want, and I'm not your boss, so you know your choice. Live your life. Honestly, you guys are amazing, so taking out the time to give us so much serotonin, and I appreciate it very much. Thanks, guys. Stay awesome. From Mario.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Mario.
so much. I have thoughts, but we'll talk later. The stable couldn't get through 56 pieces of paper, so it's in 2 parts.
56 pieces of paper. This is the script.
Oh, this is...
To Dolphin Girls.
Oh my
and Turtle
God.
Women.
I cannot believe you did this. 54 pages?
Of Dolphin Girls and Turtle Women. My God, we even have like stage direction of like Eric busts out a laugh. Eric snorts. Nova's got gout. Still in angry mom mode.
Oh, I like this. Odie... Or wait. Okay, wait. Okay, so I said, okay, so page 9.
Oh.
If you want. Just a
let
small
me get
sampler.
To the page. One second.
Yeah, page 9. About halfway down. Or, actually, we could just start at the top of page 9 if you want. We're talking about Entourage.
Right.
Which, a staple, a seminal classic.
Yeah.
Yes, 8.4 out of 10 on AMD.
AMD. It's a little different than IMDb.
It's the American Movie Database, and Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 66%, which I guess sounds fine. Like, it's got like a good cast, I guess.
I feel like you were memeing on the show, but it apparently sounds pretty successful.
Well, yeah, no, of course it was successful and made money. They had 8 fucking seasons.
You'll have to excuse the police.
Police siren. Oh, they're here. Like, they're here about. Wait, they're here about like me talking shit about drama. Oh, they're here.
I heard you talk about Entourage.
TNT knows drama.
The other thing is this had to be so hard because we talk over each other all the time. So
yeah.
like, I'm sure half of these lines we're saying them on top of each other.
And so it's just like, I don't. When does your line start and mine end?
Does anyone remember when the History Channel was about history?
Okay, so this shit makes me mad. I clicked on it's transcribed, like even including like
all of our
like word vomit
filler.
stumble. Yeah. I made me mad. I clicked on characters, casting characters, thinking it would give me a list like every Wikipedia article does.
Yeah.
Entourage needs to give me an essay for each person.
Well, you need to know.
Yeah, Ari Gold, Eric E. Murphy.
How does he spell Eric?
Gets ignored.
I'm ignoring. Typical.
Vincent.
Juicy
Vince.
Fruit gum recently.
Chase. Turtle.
You didn't answer me.
What?
How does he spell Eric?
ERIC. The Johnny Drama. Chase. But like, why is Turtle just Turtle?
Turtle.
Okay, Salvatore Turtle Asante. Why do they not also say his name in the full sentence?
I say his name.
I think it's kind of fucked up. I think there's Slight and Joey Ferrara. I think that's kind of fucked up. I think there's Slight and Joey Ferrara here.
Yeah.
Like you just who are you? I was Turtle. Like who are you? I was Turtle. Like obviously that's great. Like, yeah, you put drama, like, we know that, but, like, a character also has a fucking name.
Yeah, something that's happy.
Oh, apparently he's dating Ronda Rousey. Good for you.
Oh, that's like, isn't she, like, that, like, failed MMA person?
I don't think she failed. Hyping some big fight. Oh, yeah, she
talked
talked a lot of
shit. Hyping up some, like, big fight she was going to do in the show.
Oh, yeah, she talked a lot of shit and then got her ass kicked.
Yeah.
Not that I was, like, incoherent rambling.
So she failed.
She did fail this. Oh, this was a photo of her at the WWE Hall of Fame in 2018. I wasn't there, but this is a photo from it.
Oh, lovely. Is she introduced into the Hall of Fame? They have their own Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah, we
can't give away the farm for free.
Oh. That's...
Oh, it's because it wiggled loose. There you go.
Okay. Part of this is like, I don't remember the pacing for all of it.
Yeah.
So I do think this would be really fun to just to recreate it, but starring Eric redacted ASMR as Odiepus Rex.
Right,
and,
of course.
And the other way. Like, also, I hate seeing the transcription of things that I say because I realize that, like, when you're listening to me, it makes a little bit more sense, not a whole lot of sense.
Everyone stumbles when
Stop.
you talk.
Stop. I want this about me.
Okay, you're a bad person.
Yes, queen.
You're really bad at talking, and you do it too much. Is that what you wanted?
No.
Is that what you wanted to hear? Want me to say things I don't believe?
I'm like laughing and holding back tears.
That was like on that one stream when I was like, guys, don't say anything bad about my kitchen because like the backsplash isn't up. And I kept saying it as like a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone was like, fine, Eric, your kitchen looks horrible. Is that what you want to hear? And I was like, no, that's not.
Why would you say that?
If you think that helps, that doesn't help. Because they were like, we're there. Now it's out of there. It's done. Now someone has said it, so you don't have to worry about it. I was like, that's not how that works. Don't actually say that. That's mean.
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that?
I taunted you with the saying. How could you? Oh my God. That was great.
Yeah.
I'm like getting 9 calls at once. Yeah. Okay. Well, we could go into questions. We have time. Yeah.
Questions. Just fast.
You know, questions were first invented when John Questions said, I don't know about this.
Someone asked the first question.
1984. Wake up.
Not a good book. I'll say it. I like Brave New World way better.
I would agree. It's more fun.
Orgy, porgy, bored, and fun. Ending is better than mending.
Yeah. Already. Jemmy Rose 78 asked,
what?
Have you ever had an injury that wound up being way worse than you initially thought it was?
When I cut my finger really bad. I talked about that when I was cooking.
Oh,
I've talked about that like 2 episodes ago.
Okay.
Way back when I was like a little kid.
Yeah. Wait, we did an episode when you were a little kid?
We were Trevor Wild.
Yeah. Could you imagine, like, little hype?
We weren't friends when we were kids. So.
No, but you know what? If we had enough money, we could hire 2 kid actors and feed them lines and be like,
other guys will just feed you lines.
And it's like, yeah, like, you're young Odie, so be more chaotic. What are you doing?
Right.
But don't say that.
You're young Eric, so you need to be really quiet and uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, I sat down at your lunch table, much to your chagrin.
Yeah.
The origin story that isn't real and no one asked for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. I did that. Oh, just thinking about it makes me cringe. But I was in my shower and like I had like was trying to clean like the where the like they connect, and I sliced my finger real good. Oh God! And it was the day after I had also given myself a paper cut in my mailbox, and I'm just like, and it got like it didn't like progress worse, but like pain wise, it like oh my God, to the point where like that's one of those few like injuries where I'm like I don't even like thinking about it because I can remember it.
Yeah. And when I broke my pinky when I was playing tennis with my cousins, and I was like, I'm fine. It's like, no, you weren't. You broke your fucking pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a flop.
Well, I broke it for attention, and then no one would look at me. So was it worth it?
You out here with broken fingy and no attention. You out here with broken fingers and no hose. Look at you.
I did it for the exact... I did it for the exact opposite of attention. I was the kid where I was like, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. It's like, no, you're not. I was like, it's fine.
No, don't worry about it.
No one has to know.
Yeah, no one's going to know.
My problem, not theirs.
No one's going to know that I poop my pants and I'm walking away from the lunch line.
Till it rolls out the pant leg.
Or the snail trail.
Wow.
It wasn't a good day. Yeah. Yggdrasil asked,
what?
Is there a fact about life you wish more people understood? Pickups for Josh. Don't talk to me.
That I'm better.
That turn signals are cool and a useful way to communicate because we're all driving. Also that like, you know.
It's really not hard to push the cart into the corral.
That is, I love the post that's like the litmus test of a good person. And I agree.
Like it really means, as a person who was a bagger, it really means a lot when you just put in the little extra work to go push the cart in the fucking corral.
It's a free task.
Also, I understand that you think it's making it better if if you're unwilling to push it to the corral, people think that it's better to then like prop it up like the front onto like the gravel. Mm-hmm. That does not make it better. That makes it worse. It just then becomes more of a thing of having to like try to drag it off of, because as soon as one person puts a cart anywhere, other people go, they did it, so I can do it. Yeah. So then they start shoving carts into the cart that's like on the median, and then it just like, they just push carts onto the fucking median. And it's a complete pain in the ass. And I get that it's like, oh, then you won't roll around and hit a car. Yeah, well, you could also just push the corral.
You're right. You should. Also that like, you know, a lot of our problems could be solved if you just like, just because we help others doesn't mean that we're hurting you. It's together, community strong. Also, unionizing is important. Anyway.
Also, just like communicate what you want.
Yeah, like I think that you'd be surprised. Most people, like, it's okay to, like, there is no like set way to do things. Like if you want to talk to somebody, like express, but you also have to recognize that if they don't want to, like, it's not like, oh God, like they're gonna just cut me off because I'm being like too talkative. It's like, feel okay to set your own boundary of like, hey, like, you know, like even like friends lately, like where I'm like, hey, like, yeah, like I'd love to be friends, no problem. Like, just so you know that like a lot of people are very like busy, just like in general, get like, I can't handle having a whole lot of friends. It's hard. So it comes and goes in like waves of like, these people are being focused on. I'm like, okay, it's been too long. Gotta like make sure, check in with people. But it's like, it's okay. Like, as long as everyone's like aware of like where your boundaries and their boundaries are, then like there's no shame. Because honestly, anyone who's worth being a friend is going to be cool with whatever your boundaries are.
Yeah.
Otherwise, probably not worth being a friend. Yeah. But if they're family, you're fucked. Sorry.
Yeah.
Move out, flops. I say it like it's always the easiest thing. Rinsler asked, do you think that there are any mythical / legendary creatures that were once real but are now extinct? And if so, why do you think so?
No.
No?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You think they're all just made up?
Yeah.
Like even dragons?
Especially dragons.
Oh, I feel like you were like 100% in on like dragons aren't real.
Yeah, they're not real.
But it'd be cool if they were.
It would be cool. I don't think they ever were.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but it sucks because, like, or they do exist, but they are magical in a sense of magic being something that we don't have a way to explain, and they're either chilling or they're grilling in another plane. I don't know. Char asked, you have two options. You can time travel to the future and meet your descendants, or you can time travel to the past and meet your ancestors. Which do you choose? For the sake of the question, we are assuming y'all have kids.
I won't, but
we'll see.
Yeah, I just don't want any. But
I'd like to meet my ancestors, I guess. But I'm gonna go all the way back. I want to meet Adam.
If all I can do is visit, then I want to go to the past, because if I can only visit the future, which I couldn't anyway because I won't have descendants, but like if I went to the future and saw how cool potentially things are and then had to then go back to this, I think that would really fuck with my head. So I'd rather go back to when it was worse and then get to come back here and be like, oh, yeah, I'm more grateful for what I have.
And I would also leave myself. I would actually, would I go back and meet my my ancestors, or would I go back a closer time and be like, here's what you're going to do. You're going to buy some stocks in GME, and I'm going to tell you the exact day and time you sell, and then you're good.
Do you think if you like somehow in like a Back to the Future-esque scenario, like ended up in, say, high school with your parents, do you think you would have been friends with them?
Probably not.
Yeah.
But like that also doesn't mean that I don't like my parents. Like,
no.
I'm just thinking, I'm like how my dad was in high school. Like our circles just wouldn't, like my dad was kind of like just like a burnout kind of.
Yeah.
Like, and then my mother was just, you know, all she did was ice skate. Like that was her college.
Yeah.
While she was in high school, so she was always busy and tired, and always with like the sporty people.
Yeah.
Busy and tired.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, no.
Yeah.
I would hang out with your mom in high school, though.
I don't think I would have been friends with them, but not because like I wouldn't like them. It just would be that like they were like fairly quiet and reserved, from what I understand, and so was I. So I just don't think we ever would have like interacted.
Maybe we need to humble ourselves and think, would our parents be friends with us?
That's another good question. I mean, I'm pretty fucking rad, so
yeah, now
that'd be their loss.
Yeah.
I mean, I was pretty great in high school too.
Could you imagine being in high school?
No.
Me neither.
My brain doesn't work like that.
No. I could never once. Oh, vey. Okay. Empress Arcana.
Hello.
It's time for our quest.
Ooh,
this is a little big. Okay.
with the hot robed guy.
Oh,
who
yeah.
I prematurely ejaculated.
Yeah, there's little cummies, yeah. Cummies on his tummies.
A lot of
Big cummies for Josh.
I don't know that Josh would.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think he would
I
want
don't think
big cummies.
He's a little cummy guy. And if they're not big, they're little.
I'm just saying I don't know that he wants people to big cummies for him.
No cummies for Josh.
No cummies for Josh.
Just hoover
Just
it back
ups.
up. Just undo it. What if you had to reel it back in like a little fishing rod to reel in your cummies?
Pull my ticker tape back
Yeah.
in.
It worked like the fucking yellow tape.
It's like one of those like sticky
Measuring tape.
hands where you just.
I love the vine where he like fucking throws it and it steals the paper.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the motion. That was
That,
the
but
reference.
cum.
With cum, yeah, mildly solidified, hardened. Eric and
Battle
Odie.
hardened.
The journey continues as you both make your way toward the path of moths, hearing a bell toll in the distance.
Ding dong.
With the pathway's light growing dim, the moths gather together to form into a robed figure, just like the one you saw outside the church.
Oh, the hot one.
The remaining light of the path is completely extinguished, save for Odie's candle.
Oh.
The robed figure moves closer to you and chuckles. The high priestess spoke so highly of you, yet you go falling into the first trap on your path. Color me unimpressed. Either way, follow me. The Hierophant wants to meet you.
Hierophant.
Hierophant? Damn, I think I was starting to say Hierophant and I changed it. Knowing the way all too well, the robed figure leads you into a secret passageway.
From the conservatory to the lounge?
No.
Where we found the motorist dead.
Making your way up a creaky spiral staircase. I didn't understand that reference. I don't have a clue.
It's Clue. It's Clue.
I don't have a clue.
It's Clue.
I don't have clue.
It's Clue.
No clue.
It's Clue.
No clue.
It's Clue.
No clue. It's clue. Feel like we're playing like Wii tennis and it's just boop, 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 boop. It's clue. Not clue. No clue. No clue. And there's just no winning. Where they're like all the way up on the thing. It's
Clue.
I have something I have to show you too. It's a GitHub thing. Squinting your eyes, finally reaching the surface again. Oh wait, yeah. The higher you go up the stairs, the brighter the light becomes, not leading the lit candle anymore. Squinting your eyes, finally reaching the surface again.
My eyes. It burns.
It burns.
It burns.
You realize you're inside the church.
My insides are coming out.
Oh. In the middle of the room, there is a throne occupied by a person wearing a red robe with white trim and a triple crown on their head. They urge you.
Crown.
I'm assuming like
They won the
concentric,
horse race.
right? What? Oh, okay.
The Triple Crown.
Oh, yeah.
They won it.
Steel Ball Run. Yeah.
Ah!
I didn't know this was a JoJo reference.
Cannonball
Oh, I'm
Run.
back in, baby. Where's my stands?
I was on a website that specializes in content of a certain kind.
Okay.
Enjoyable content.
Dum, dum.
There were full episodes of JoJo on there.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was like, have these been modified in some way in an effort to make them
Which is weird 'cause
suitable
they're on
for the
Netflix.
platform?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe they were. I believe it was just someone being like, hey, another place to put it.
I mean, it's a great place to put it.
Yeah.
I
mean, go off. I didn't watch it, but
Yeah. Damn. It's like,
I was there for other things.
what better way to enjoy JoJo than to see an ad for Family Guy porn right next to it, you know? Oh, God. Squinting your eyes, you finally reach you're in the church. In the middle of the room, there's a throne. Yep. They urge you to walk toward them while two robed figures are on their knees in front of the throne.
Yeah.
I am the Hierophant.
Yeah.
I exist in this realm to keep tradition and beliefs alive. We all have the power to conform to societal rules or create anarchy. Okay. In the end, it is our choice. Which path calls to you deep within itself? The choices are as follows. I choose to follow the rules laid before me. Obtain your own set of robes. Wow. I'm not really convinced. Do you have some sort of pamphlet I can read more into? Obtain pamphlet. This is useless, isn't it? I want a balance between both. Obtain elixir. I want to do what I want when I want. Obtain poppet. That oddly looks like you. Or puppet. I don't know if it was puppet.
Okay. Is it a voodoo doll?
I'm assuming of
Can
sorts.
I like...
But like if I need to jump somewhere, could I have you go and throw me
Throw
up
it.
there so that I then just go up there?
Could I just give it a little hug when I'm feeling down? Because that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice.
What are you thinking? Do you want robes, the pamphlet, elixir, or the puppet?
I think full-on anarchy is dangerous, but I also think the blind conformity is equally, if not more, dangerous. So I think the middle road where I get an elixir.
I'll take the pamphlet because like I'm that bitch. I'm like, fine. I'll take the stat decrease.
I do kind of want the puppet though.
Puppet.
But I don't believe in complete anarchy, so I don't feel that it's appropriate. But if it's a voodoo doll, someone give it a little squeeze.
Yeah, because as much as like of a chaotic person I am, I'm like I do appreciate some like guardrails.
Some rules are important.
Rules are helpful.
Yeah.
Like in Near Replicant, the rules are in place so that you know your freedoms. It's important sometimes to express and understand the rules.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys yell at me when we play Scythe. Because it's like, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
The amount of times I want to Riverwalk without unlocking Riverwalk.
One of my favorite ongoing memes, just because it's a classic that it makes Taylor mad, is what?
Something just fell from your shelf.
Oh.
Your Patch. Patch Matthews.
Patch Matthews is here. It's all family tonight.
Patch Matthews is still kicking.
Well, she's alive. I don't know about kicking.
Oh.
No, she's looking quite spry. She's been eating
Which
more.
is
She's
wild.
looking good.
She's recovered because she was not in her like glow up years.
No, she's doing good though. But one of my favorite, personal memes is anytime Taylor does anything in Scythe, Brandon just like with either just complete stone face just goes, "You can't do that,"
just to make her mad.
and she goes, "Yes, I can." And he goes, "No, you can't." And she's like, "Yes, I can." And he's like, "Okay." And then like she does something else. He goes, "You can't do that."
Like, what? Yes, I can, Brandon. I picked up my person. I moved and I moved. That's what I did.
Like she's doing completely normal game activity. He goes, "You can't do that."
He knows how to get her good.
Yeah.
Like we all get Taylor good, but I will admit, like Brandon can get Taylor mad on a level that's like out of control.
Which makes sense though.
But also, it's like, why does she fall for it every time?
If the people closest to you don't know how to piss you off at the drop of a hat, they're not that close to you.
You know what? Actually, it's not hard. Like for me, it's just grabbing something too fast.
Yeah.
Like when she threw the dice. But also, we played Bonanza recently. Were you there with us? Yeah. We all played Bonanza.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay.
It's a good time.
That's a great game.
Yeah. I mean, we got to get the band back together for Scythe, though. It's been a long time.
I know. I've been wanting to play Scythe. Question time. Was your family, this is from Space Antlers 26.
Hello, Space Antlers 26.
Was your family the DIY Halloween costume type when you were growing up? Or did you pick out the full kit ones from the store?
Generally, we were DIY.
Yeah,
most
it
of the
was.
kits were not in the price point. Yeah, it was usually DIY.
I think one year I got to get a Scream mask, and that was like the big Halloween purchase of my childhood. It was very much of like, what do we have? Like, oh, I'm a zombie skateboarder because like I have my skateboard.
Yeah.
Like, which would like as a kid also like it never bothered me really.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no.
I did get a kit one year when Zach and I we were like freshman or sophomore in high school. Yeah, I think we were sophomores, and I got a sexy sailor girl outfit. But we may have just bought them ourselves, like with money that we had in some capacity, like a job or whatever. No, because it was before then. I guess I just convinced my mom or whatever to let me get it. And so I went out in my little like mini skirt and whatnot, and I was still a bit thinner then. And I distinctly remember that they had to be like a 13-year-old boy, something like that, catcalling me from behind. And they're like, damn, girl, like, hey, can we talk to you? Like, you're looking pretty hot. And I go, thanks, boys. because how could you not?
Right.
It's a tried and true classic. It's not very creative, but like, oh, they ran, which I also thought was odd, but like, I look cute as fuck. But yeah, so it's always you gotta make what you
It was usually a DIY. A couple years of being a mummy with toilet paper, just because it's easy.
Yeah.
A couple years of being a vampire because it was kind of like, well, we made the cape for something else. So here you go.
Questions for the next episode. Not a question per se, but a request. Ignored.
So that's not a question.
This is from Loop. Eric, please tell us more about the spoopy shit that happened on that stay in the haunted hotel.
It would take a while.
Yeah, another time.
Yeah.
So ask again.
This one's running a little long. So yeah.
Like this is gonna be perfect. Well, I think we'll finish questions, be done. I like that we did the intermingling because it's like we get the big up front and then we intersperse. So then it doesn't feel like fuck. We also have to do that. We also have to do that. Yeah. Second question: what's the last scary movie you saw that genuinely scared the crap out of you?
I haven't seen scary movies in a while, which is weird because I used to love watching scary movies.
The most recent one was I watched Get Out. Even though I already knew what happened, I like finally watched it for the first time. I still want to watch Nope, but Get Out scared me because I knew what was happening and I knew the twist, and that made it worse.
Yeah.
But genuinely like scared, where it like caused me pain to go to sleep and whatnot, was Insidious, which was years and years ago.
Yeah. I mean, one of the ones that I remember most poignantly scaring the shit out of me, like in a very like just long-term dread way, was Sinister, which was a very long time ago. I mean, like I'm trying to think of the most recent horror movie I watched was probably the newer Halloween, not Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends, but Halloween.
I recall.
Yes.
We talked about this yesterday.
Which was still quite a few years ago, but I mean, like it was really good, but I mean, it was scary. There was scary parts of it.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan Amy. What's your favorite meme of 2022? Honestly, I'm at the point where like I have like I don't consume memes
the
enough.
Same memes from 2012.
Yeah, I know which one it is because it's the only one that I've ever truly loved more than anything, and it's the prehistoric SpongeBob.
Oh, God.
I loved that one. It was so good. Of just the panic. But that's from 2012, so I'm a decade off.
Oh.
What have the memes been this year? Maybe we need to have someone like compile like the big hits of this year, and we could do like a meme review.
I'm not on TikTok is the problem.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't.
And that's where I'm sure most of the memes nowadays are.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Help. That could be a fun like side content video, like just to like record a little video of like show like this is what the people have told us are like the big memes of this year, and we'll give them a ranking and rating, and we'll just put it on my YouTube or something. We'll reconnect on this because there's another video that I want to show you, but later. Do you have multiple accounts for different apps, like a Finsta or a second Twitter account, to get away from your normal content stream?
I don't have any of those.
What is a Finsta?
Is that like the fitness Instagram?
I don't.
I guess that wouldn't be Finsta. Would that be like Fitsta? Well, Instagram.
You know what? Coco would know. Let me text Coco.
I think that's like isn't it like a fitness Instagram?
Like for maybe
like for getting like inspired for fitness stuff.
Maybe. Let me text Coco.
Two ancient men try to figure out what the kids are talking about.
I only have one Twitter account, and that's for my like stream. But I use it to just look at like hot anime women that are muscular mostly. I
don't have any personal social media stuff, and the ones that I have for the channel I have never done anything with.
We were just talking about how like I'm like you could post things to Instagram just to like.
I have an Instagram. I have a redacted
but YouTube
audio.
works, so why go anywhere else?
Yeah, I have a redacted audio Instagram and TikTok, and I have never used either of them.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay.
I just have the one Discord.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is just
how's that a content stream though?
It's not. I'm just saying.
Oh, flex. Must be nice.
I'm just saying, like, in terms of social media, that's the closest I have.
Oh, I guess, yeah, your Discord would be your closest one. But even then, it's like...
Well, I don't have a server anymore. I just have my Discord account.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Ooh. Chloe asked, because they've been having lots of troubles with, like, securing housing and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Can you both talk a bit about your experiences apartment/house hunting? When did you know you found the one? What things did you need to compromise on, and what were the deal breakers? Did you have second thoughts after signing the paperwork? How was your experience house hunting different than apartment hunting? I know that was more than 2 questions. Sincerely, someone stressed out of her mind apartment hunting in Tokyo.
Let's go through the questions one by one. What's the first question?
So the first actual question, when did you know you found the one? It was within budget for like apartments. Like it was within what I was willing to pay and I was able to move in.
Yeah. For apartments, it was that like we moved into, the first apartment I ever moved into, I moved in with Brandon and Taylor, and we toured a couple of them. And the one that we went into last, we were like, this is the most features for the money. Mm-hmm. So that was what made it the one.
That's old apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
we liked it. And it was, the apartment complex was nice. We went and it's just like, it looked nice and it felt
nice.
So it was like, okay. And then I just stayed with that apartment complex, just changing roommates.
Yep.
Cause it was when I find something I like, I stay with it.
Literally. Like when I would go in there and go, so like on and off, like we've lived here for like 8 years. So like give or take, somebody's lived here in some capacity. There's only a small amount of time where there was none of the clan there.
Yeah. As far as houses, to know when it was the one, I mean, there was a bit of this is good enough and the market is getting crazy. So like, I'm just going to go with this.
Yeah.
Because it's got good enough bones that I know I can make the renovations that I want. And it has like the pieces are there. It needs help, but like it has a couple key features that
it's got a good enough base.
This will work, like it's got a floor plan that like I don't need to be bringing down any walls. I'm like, so like there's not like all of it. I needed a place where like it was renovation stuff that I could do within my means. I'm not really comfortable ripping out a wall, but changing out flooring, I can do that. Tearing out cabinets and putting in new cabinets, I can do that. So it was like, okay, where's like the middle ground of this has good enough stuff that it's worth it, and also, oh god, I need something fast before the market goes insane, which it did.
And honestly, like second thoughts always after signing stuff, because it's like, fuck, this is expensive even for apartments, that just like, okay, or excitement. As I got older, it was excitement. It was that first one that Brandon and I got, Dorsey Place, that was like fully furnished apartment that Brandon let me sleep on his twin bed, which was so kind when he slept in the queen. I loved it. Fucking ass. I didn't have a backbone, so it worked. I can't believe he pulled off that gambit. Honestly, like it was always like a time-based thing, like almost like it always feels like when you have to look for housing, you don't have time. It's just you got to do what you got to do. So and that you kind of answered a lot of like the like deal breaker questions with what you did. So that way we also keep it moving. You got this, Chloe.
You got it.
Serotonin asked. They're going on a first big road trip. So do you boys have any road trip advice / road trip stories? What's the furthest you've ever driven?
Have a lot of snacks. Mm-hmm. I've never road tripped that far, honestly. The longest road trip I ever went on was I went on one with my grandpa and my cousin, not Michael. We went up to Washington. Mm-hmm. So we drove all the way up to Puget Sound and then back. It was a lot. It was a long fucking trip. Have snacks, have some kind of entertainment. Audiobooks are great. Podcasts are great. That wasn't a thing back then. So I had like actual books, which then I was getting sick because you're trying to read a book in a car. Yeah. But I did have music. I like got an MP3 player like literally right before then, because that was back in the olden days. Where it was like, I'm going to have to bring a CD player and like a stack of CDs. That's going to be terrible. Got an MP3 player right before we went. So I was like, oh, thank God. Yeah. I don't like road trips. I don't enjoy them. I've had some fun shorter ones, like when we went to Vegas
or Six Flags.
Because that's like, 6-hour drive, 8-hour drive.
You can do
That's
that
not
in a day.
terrible. Yeah.
And not like oh god, it's like, okay, maybe we switch. Like, well, now like I have my license and everything. Like I drive, like, you know, okay, we could swap for a bit just to like stretch legs, or it's like, okay, I drive there, you drive back, or whoever cares. The closest thing, like I've done similar ones, which are always a lot of fun. It's snacks, bathroom breaks, like you start feeling tired, swap or stop and take a break.
Yeah.
And then, but when I was younger, in like 7th grade over winter break, we flew out to the East Coast, and then we like rented a car and did like for like 3 weeks, like drove all over. So I've been to like all those fucking states. And so like my sister and I, like we just had like a portable DVD player. So like that was really cool. We watched Goldmember like 7,000 times. So yeah.
I did also bring a Game Boy Advance, which was nice during the day when it was sunny.
Yeah. Because it wasn't the SP where it was nice and backlit.
Nope. It was one of the old like solid brick ones, which I actually like best. If they were backlit, that would be
that's all they needed.
The best. Yeah.
Oh, you don't like the little dongle that doesn't do great, so that the very center is lit up and then you can't see anything else.
Yeah, and there's glare everywhere else. I didn't have one of those. My other, not cousin, but one of those, like, they're so close to family, you call them a cousin. I had one of those, and they had the little ridiculous little flashlight. But yeah, I brought my Game Boy, but I almost never used it. I just read a lot, and I was the map guy. Because again, it was before phones, so it was like
you had to print it out or whatever, or Big Map or like MapQuest.
It was Big Map because it was my grandpa was the one organizing it, so he wasn't even going to print anything.
Yeah.
So it was I had the Big Map because until I took over as the map person, I fell asleep. So like my cousin was the one who was supposed to be in charge of the map. And he was up in the front seat, and I was in the back seat.
Which, can you imagine the idea of like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna have like the computer like GPS guide us. We're just gonna use the map.
Yeah, literally.
That's
what we did.
wild. That's like the old days now.
We used a fucking atlas basically to get us to Washington and then back. And so like he was the one doing the map. I fell asleep in the back. We were going to Washington, and so like we were gonna go straight up into Nevada. And then like up and around and over and everything. Fall asleep. I wake up. They're trying to figure out how we ended up in California.
Oh.
We ended up in Needles, California.
Yeah. And
they were like, wait, like, why are we? And I woke up and I was like, where are we? And they were like, we're currently in Needles, California. We're trying to figure out how to get into Nevada. And I was like, I'll take over the map.
You're like, not a problem.
So I took over the map from that point on.
Hell yeah. Good for you. Yeah. I did just get an alert message from Coco that says, because I said, hey, what's a Finsta?
What's a Finsta?
And she says, it used to be a separate Instagram account that's private to only certain viewers you select to see you absolutely wasted, or private things you wouldn't want to share with all your usual followers.
Okay.
Honestly, don't hear of anyone having one these days. I made one that was the posting DMs received from myself and friends a while ago, but haven't been on it in years now. So she had what could be considered a Finsta. So you had to like selective. You would have to like apply to a follow.
So what does the F stand for?
I don't know.
Maybe fake? Maybe fake Insta?
Yeah. Or
friends Insta?
Finsta.
But it's like just for your real friends?
Maybe. I asked her to clarify. I said, what's the F for?
I feel ancient.
Yeah.
Although
I will say her Finsta was
like,
funny because like she would get some people who were down bad in DMs and just saying some weird nasty shit, and she's like, okay, I'm just posting it, screenshots.
Go for it.
Which like, ooh, but also you shouldn't have said those things. Like,
yeah.
But Rebecca asked, what future thing from a sci-fi movie or book do you really wish existed right now?
The holodeck.
That's pretty.
It'd be amazing because you can do anything. It's VR that's actually good.
That's true.
Because it's like touchable.
Yeah.
Because everything's like actual, like solid and real.
Ooh, although like the morphing cube from Animorphs,
I don't know.
If you touch it, you could then become an Animorph, where you can like I could like hold contact with you for like 2 minutes, absorb some of your DNA, and then I could just turn into you at this moment.
I don't care for that.
I wouldn't want to be me neither.
Yeah.
But you could also like combine, like touch multiple DNA like Axe does, and like make your own person, which is why they look kind of androgynous, but they go by, you know, he, him, because it wasn't that progressive yet, but it was progressive for its time.
Working on it.
Bonus question. What is the last song that got stuck in your head?
Cure for Me by Aurora. I keep listening to it. I think it's Aurora, right? Hello? Yes, Cure for Me by Aurora.
It was the Rice Krispies song for me. Snap, crackle, and pop. Wake up and hear them shout. Snap, crackle, and pop. Crispy night. Wait, what is it? Forever. Boom, boom. Callisto asked, something that comes up a bunch when I talk to other people who didn't grow up with tons of money is having really specific comfort foods from childhood that seem strange to others. Do you have any hyper-specific comfort foods that others might not get the appeal of?
I very briefly had a comfort food, I guess you could call it. I don't mean that to mock like the idea of comfort foods, but this was not particularly comforting, but I was obsessed with it. And I think I've mentioned it once on here before, maybe twice. I would specifically dip saltine crackers into RC Cola and eat it. But like actual comfort food in the way that I believe they mean. When I was growing up, we would have what we called chicken and dumplings, which was you get the big family size can of cream and chicken soup, and you pour that into a pot and you heat that up.
It's chicken and dumplings.
And there was the only chicken in this chicken and dumplings was the tiny like shreds of chicken that were in the cream and chicken soup. I'd like to be clear about that.
Okay. Pour
that in the pot. Take a can, like one of like the tubes of Pillsbury biscuits.
Yeah.
The Pillsbury doesn't even make anymore. And pop that open, rip the little pre-made biscuits into small pieces, chuck that into the cream of chicken soup, and then just boil the cream of chicken soup until like the biscuits swelled up and then like were cooked. And then that actually kind of sounds
that was chicken dumplings. That was very creative.
It was fucking delicious, and I still love it, and I still make it occasionally because it makes me feel like it was comforting. It was my favorite thing. I remember like there literally were years when my mom was like, okay, it's your birthday, or my mom and my dad, whichever one, or like, it's your birthday, like, what do you want for like your birthday dinner? Do you want us to like get you pizza? Like, what do you want us to get? And I was like, I want chicken and dumplings.
And they were like,
really? I'm sure they were also like, score, this is the cheapest thing we could make this fucking kid. But I'm like, I want chicken and dumplings. I was like, but all the chicken, I'm like, you make me a pot of chicken and dumplings. Yeah, like, I want you guys can eat whatever you want. I want the pot of chicken and dumplings.
Yeah. You better make a second pot if you
there better be a whole tube of those biscuits in my bowl. Like, I loved it, and it was so like cobbled together and like not great for you, but I fucking loved it. I still do.
I've been working on cooking recently, and one thing, yes. No book, actually. But I won't talk about it yet.
You're going off script.
I still need another 2 weeks. But one thing that my dad used to make, which like you'll hear it and you're like, okay, I can see that. But like my dad always called it white boy casserole. Yeah. I think we made it. I made it for everybody once.
Yeah. And you made it for me you didn't make it for me, but I was over when you made it at that apartment.
Yeah, the old apartment. I think that was the last time. It's been years since I made it, but it's you just take like a pan, and I realize now as an adult that I'm like, this is just a really cheap meal that just like fills you up. And also because my dad could be like a cool chef if he wanted to, but instead he's just been stoned. He's been stoned for 40 years, and he's just looking to make what hits the spot right now. And he'll be hungry in 15 minutes. Explains the heart attacks. Anyway, love you, Dad. It's ground beef, and then he always used cream of mushroom, but I don't fuck with that, so I would use cream of chicken. Cream of chicken, and then you do corn, and then you do tater tots, and then cheese on top, and then you just bake it.
It's great.
And it hits different.
It's fucking great.
Like, separately, because you don't even season the ground beef. It's just beef.
I wish I had tried that when I was drunk.
Yeah,
like
it would have been magical.
Because I've only ever had it. I only had it that one time, actually, in that exact form. I've only had it that one time. That was before I had ever had a drink. But like, it's probably best that I never had it drunk, because I feel like that would have become a thing where it was like,
oh yeah, gotta make it.
Every time you get drunk, it was like, let's make it
but also like I've been wanting to make it. Like
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that casserole. Like
It was really
this
good.
is the
one
third
time I
time
had
the
it.
week that I've been like reminded that it existed in some capacity.
I'm definitely driving to Fry's after this and getting a tube of biscuits and making
making your
and
biscuits.
making some chicken.
Oh
and
hell
dumplings
yeah!
Because it's
It'd
fucking
be
great.
like that.
And then you go to like an actual restaurant and they're like they have real chicken and dumplings and I'm like this isn't right.
This seems wrong.
It's like supposed to be like fancier. I'm like this isn't right. This isn't what I want. It's like when people are like, it's like we made mac and cheese, and they're like, like it's like oven roasted with like breadcrumbs and bacon like bits on top and everything. I'm like, no, give me a box of Kraft, because like that's mac and cheese to me.
When the shells and cheese is the good one.
That's also good.
But that's expensive.
I like Kraft. I understand that you don't. I love it.
Personal. I just thought of something, but I can't. I already lost it. So. What's something totally innocent in your search history that you'd hate for other people to see? For me, it's the amount of times I Google the definition of words I definitely already know the meaning and incorrect usage of, just in case. Anytime that I'm trying to like describe, like I'm trying to like solve something, or like I'm really bad at figuring out how to word things to get the result I want.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can see that I'm just like having a breakdown trying to ask Excel how to like move one thing, and I'm just like, please, something.
Yeah, I have a lot of like Googling a word just to like confirm the spelling, where it's like a simple word, but I've like thought the word so many times, I'm like, I know I'm wrong, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally looking up the word, like I don't know, like fierce, and I'm like, I know how to spell that, and then I'm like, no, you don't. You're just spelling it wrong. You're spelling it wrong. And I'm like, I know how to spell it. And I have to check myself. And then I feel a fucking fool. Because I'm like, I was right. Why don't I trust myself? I'm like, because
you were too busy in the other tab searching Ben Shapiro hot.
I have never searched for Ben Shapiro hot.
No, you haven't.
Because I don't need to. Listen, sometimes the content...
That was a deep cut.
Oh, yeah.
That was a cut for the boys at home.
Boys at home.
What if Brandon just poked up his face, like, and like
Can't
just
see
showed
him.
up? No, but like he just pokes up a little bit. And it's like, is he there the whole time?
Boys at home.
He's the boys at home.
Boys at home.
Do you have boys in your home?
Yeah. It wasn't even Ben Shapiro, though. It was Ryan. Paul Ryan.
Or Paul Ryan hot. It
Yeah.
was, but I think we've
made it into any of them.
Anytime.
Yeah.
You know?
Paul Ryan shirtless hot.
Or like anytime that we play a game, like the kid equivalent is like Kahoot, but like playing like Quiplash or anything, someone's got to make their name Taylor's username.
Yeah.
Because like,
why would
it just
you
makes
not?
it mad. Yeah, it's that's free real estate.
Yeah.
Do
Do you remember the picture that Brandon sent where it was like from us having played Murder Trivia Party?
Oh, with Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that game, we all just made ourselves a version of Jordan.
So we couldn't even tell.
Because Jordan's name was Jordan, and then Jason was real Jordan. I don't remember which one you were. I was that one.
Maybe it was Jordy.
Yeah, we were all just
Jordan.
versions of Jordan, and it made no sense. Jordan was
my
like,
God.
"Why are you guys doing this?" And it's like, "Because
So funny.
it's fun, Jordan."
Of course. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Quinchins from Mario. They were a little hungry when they wrote these. What's the food you usually refuse to share? I'm not used to sharing food. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
When Denny and Gally had like visited me, it wasn't until about like 20 minutes that I realized I was also a bit stoned, but I was like eating Cheez-Its, and I like suddenly realized that I'm like, I have guests, because I never have guests. I never, even my own friends, we never go to my house. But there's not a reason. It's just I forget that I have that option to just be like, do you guys want to come over?
Yeah.
Or have people over? And so like I'm just like, I have opened up this box, a new box, and I've eaten arguably 2/3 of this box of Cheez-Its before I look over and I go, shit, did you guys want some? Because in my head I'm like, well, if they want some, they'll just like reach for it. Like,
Yeah.
As I'm holding the box.
Yeah.
I also like forgot that you're supposed to say bless you and stuff. Like socially, like living alone has been great, but then it's like I forget that there's a lot of things you're supposed to do.
Yeah. I don't really have. I don't know. I don't really have hang-ups about sharing things. I mean, like,
Oh, I don't mind sharing, but like I tend to forget to offer is the big thing.
yeah. I mean, like, if the, I'm trying to think. There's got to be an example. Like maybe like a bag of chips. Where I'm like, I know there's plenty to go around, but I want the chips. Mm-hmm. But I still would share. But then I'm like, but I want.
It's always party size.
I want the rest of them.
The goal of when you open up a new bag of chips is you need to hold on to the bag of chips as long as you can at the beginning, and then someone will want some, and it's like, okay, yeah. Because then it's like free for all, and it's like, but it's okay. Like you don't need to like grab some, have a couple in your hand, and put it back. Like you can just hold the bag. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's just roast beef, baby. Come home.
It's just roast beef, baby. Come home.
Ari said fun Insta, I think.
Fun Insta. Okay.
What's your go-to dish when you have to make dinner?
I like to make garlic chicken Alfredo with garlic bread.
That's actually really good.
I also like to make that like sausage bake thing. Mm-hmm. That's another one that I like.
I've been making turkey burgers recently when I've been wanting to eat dinner things.
Oh, that's if I'm like having people over.
Oh.
Yeah, if it's just me, I don't bother making that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what they mean. What's your go-to dinner?
Oh, I thought they meant like
when you have to make dinner.
Yeah, like I thought they meant like.
I guess people. If you're not gonna order food, or like if you're not gonna just go get food, like.
Well, like I don't make those for me, like just me, because like that's like
it's a lot of work. Yeah, it's there's a lot of food and like the bread doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
Which like oof. Savannah Marie asked, question for you both, Eric. They're separate questions, but like it's just funny.
A question for each of you.
Correct. Eric, I just finished Castlevania, which I'm pretty sure is the one anime you liked. So my question is, who is your favorite character and why? Do you think they'll make more after that ending? And I can't help but feel like the mythos of you like Castlevania is you've seen how many episodes of Castlevania again?
1.
And you liked it. It was fine.
It was fine. I'm sorry. I've seen 1 episode of it.
Do you think they'll make more after the ending?
I hope so. I hope so for the fans. I liked.
It's okay.
I liked the main Belmont character. Mm-hmm. Don't remember which one
Trevor.
it is. Okay. Voiced by Richard Armitage. Mm-hmm. Smoke show. Yeah. Him. Mm-hmm. Richard Armitage has a great voice.
Yeah, in that role. In that episode.
No, just in general. Yeah. I don't know about in that role. He may have sounded like shit the rest of the thing, but.
Yeah. Ooh, and for Odie, I also saw the first episode of Chainsaw Man, and I'm very hyped for it. As someone who knows nothing about the show, what's something I need to prepare myself for? Alternatively, if you could have a Pochita, would you? Chainsaw and all. Yes, I would have a Pochita. He is sweet and pure. Do you know what Pochita looks like? It's fine. I'll pull it up anyway as I continue to talk, because they've released the second episode of Chainsaw Man.
There's no answer I could give that would change what's about to happen.
Correct. He's great. He's a little. It's like Lulu. Well, that's like the manga. So like there's the chainsaw coming out. He's the chainsaw devil.
Oh.
Like the whole thing is that like
it's cute.
When Denji's dad died, like, and he was like at the fucking grave while the mob boss is like, yeah, so although your dad's dead, like you need to pay that debt, so have $700,000 tomorrow. And he's like, happens to see Pochita nearby who's bleeding, and he's like, I'll give you some of my blood, but you got to help me. And they like bond at that point, because like all the devils are, contracts are a thing. Mm-hmm. For Chainsaw Man has some of the coolest fucking like violent action, like where he's just chainsawing zombies. It's very messy, but in my opinion, the show is, or like the manga at least, like in the anime, it's the interpersonal moments between characters, like just
quiet
all those
spaces in between.
Yes, that are like so much better, because like it's sad. Like looking at it, it's like no. Chainsaw Man is almost like depressingly sad, but like it's so good and like so fun at the same time. Like one of my favorite like small scenes that like does not matter, but it helps is like because Aki has he's the cool guy. Denji, the main character, living with him as part of the special unit, also has Power, who is the Chaos Gremlin. She is the Blood Devil. She's a fiend, so like a devil that's controlling a corpse, basically.
Okay.
And like Power is just like, she's that person who like will always just lie and be like, I'm the greatest demon of all time, and like literally gets disproven. But at one point they're yelling at her, they're like, you need to start flushing the toilet, you can't keep leaving turds in the toilet. And she's like, fuck you, I'm Power. And it's like, it's great. Or like the barf kiss, or like anytime they hang out and not kill things, or whenever Kobeni's on screen. One of my favorite little scenes is of her trying to play Dance Dance Revolution while fucking crying.
That's a mood.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you about it because it's like not long, but also I don't want to spoil things.
That TikTok that was me back when I used to drink, of the girl dancing to Obsessed by Mariah Carey while she's sobbing.
Did you send this to me recently?
No, it was forever ago.
Okay.
But you remember.
A little bit. Not really.
The girl who's like crying.
Oh,
and she's doing like the, why
Oh,
are you so
yeah.
obsessed with me dance? And she's just like sobbing. I'm like, that was me after I had like one vodka Red Bull.
Yeah. that's actually that's on point. That's on point. But yeah, it's really cool. It's really awesome. Have fun with it. Like just enjoy it, and you're gonna get attached to people, and people will die. So, which is a spoiler, but I'm not gonna tell you who. Technically, Denji already died, so there you go. And then
That's
Pochita
bad on
said,
that.
"I'm gonna become like." How about Pochita's really like, "Hey man, I want you to achieve your dreams." And
Don't let your memes be dreams.
in episode 2, he does finally admit, because he realizes that he needs something to fight for, and what he wants to do is he wants to touch boobs. Which
Episode 2 is pretty quick into things, though.
yeah.
Well, you said finally in episode 2.
Yeah, well, he had like finally like decided on, because it like Aki gives him shit about how like, you know, like Aki's family was killed by devils in front of him, so like that's his reason for hunting devils. The police are just trying to like get home to their like protect their wife and kids. It's like, Denji, you have nothing you're fighting for, like that's why you're not gonna make it, like, and I fucking hate you. And Denji's like, I guess I do kind of like need a goal, because he's never had a goal before. So he's like, I want to touch some boobs, and like that's his resolve. And like it's, I know like from the outset, like on paper, listening to this audioly, is like
visually.
Well, it's like very tropey of like, oh, of course it's a horny character in an anime. That's anime. I tell you this, where it is actually like well done, and is almost like, no, him doing that is a glow up because of what you see in the first episode, how he lived his life, where he's like, I sold my left eye for some money, or sold my right eye for some money, sold one of my nuts, my kidney, you know, my other stuff for money, and I still owe so much money of his parents' debt. And, you know, it's just like, fuck, man. Like, you know what? I hope his goal one day was to eat bread with jam on it. And then once he did that, now he wanted to touch a boob. And, like, it's like, you know what, man? I see, it's like you kind of like, you're like, fuck, man. That's really all you want? Go for it, King. Yeah. Because it's not like he's not
find a way to consensually touch a breast.
That's exactly it. He's not looking for, like, he's not groping or anything, which, like, God, like, I could go off about Meliodas and fucking Seven Deadly Sins. I love that show, and I hate Meliodas, the main character, who's like arguably the most powerful, because his ability is counter.
Okay, just because you hate Fire Emblem characters in Smash,
no,
doesn't
I
mean
don't.
You need to bring it
Stop.
into
That's
this.
the opposite. I love Fire Emblems.
Listen, I know that you personally were leading some of the hate campaigning when Byleth was added to the game. I understand that, and that's okay. But you don't have to bring that here.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. He likes Fire Emblem.
All right. Grace asked a question. When was the first time you remember cursing and actually realized you'd done it in a cool adult way?
Those are two very different things. I used to cuss to the tree. We've spoken about it before.
I used to cuss in my mom's room behind her bed.
I used to go to the backyard, and I used to cuss at the orange tree, which was a lovely tree. It didn't deserve that, but you know what? He was there for me when no one else was, except when he was covered in ants.
Oh.
Didn't appreciate.
I wouldn't mind someone else's ants, but. The play upon words. Wordplay.
Wordplay. We have fun here.
Yeah.
I remember Brandon was trying to get me to cuss for a long time, because I didn't cuss when we were like originally friends, And he was like, just do it. It's not a big deal. And I was like, I can't. Yeah. I was like, I can't do that. I was like, I only do that to the tree. I didn't tell him that part. I was like, no, I don't cuss. I don't know. I don't like want to do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, but like, it's not a big deal. Like, you can just cuss. And I was like, no. And then I came up behind him. At one point, a couple like weeks later, I decided I was like, I am gonna cuss.
And you said some real nasty.
And I came up behind him, and like just like got up next to his ear, and I said, "Fuck."
Oh, you went
out of nowhere, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck."
Yeah, I've been going outside and trying it out.
And he was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You said fuck," and and that wasn't cool.
Mm-hmm.
But he was jazzed by it, so it felt cool because I was like, "Yeah, me and the boys, we're just saying fuck."
In that exact vein,
with no context,
I have it bookmarked on my computer, so it's 4-minute video that we could watch, and I will cast to your TV. But it's 4 minutes. It's not the guy who drinks his own piss for the same sex erotic bonding.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thoughts on that?
Here's the thing:
it kept going.
It kept going. And I feel that he actually had some salient points.
That was the worst part.
In amidst what I think, and then he would sometimes he would say some of the things I'm like,
he's got to be trolling.
Some of them I'm like, I think he genuinely believes that. But then he would literally cheat out and mug to camera and say something perverse, purposely, out of contextly perverse compared to the rest of the stuff he was saying. And I was like, okay, so I think we've got a little bit of both, where it's
this is the most recent Channel 5 video.
Yeah, where I was like, I think he believes some of this, and some of it he is saying for shock value, because he's trying to get eyes on it, which whatever, go for it. But
on his dong.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
It was the cum paper for me.
I didn't like that.
Because that was real, and I didn't like how excitedly he got up, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a joke, and it's God. Oh, sweet Jesus.
Yeah. Also, I was confused by the fact that he specifically called it erotic same-sex bonding.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was explaining that the whole point of it was that it's was
not sexual,
platonic and not sexual, to the point where the Channel 5 host guy, who I'm not
Andrew
familiar with his
Callahan.
name, when he said it back at one point, he said platonic, because from every way he described it, it sounds like he meant it's supposed to be platonic. But on multiple times, the creep guy, that guy,
I forget, it's William Blumfield or some shit like that.
He called it erotic, but then was saying that it was a non-erotic, it was a non-sexual thing. Which I'm like, do you know what erotic means?
Erotic, I don't feel like you can unmarry those connotations.
I was like, because erotic isn't just talking about the parts,
Yeah.
Because it's you're talking. I get where he was coming from. I think that he's talking about it's involves your organs,
your genitals.
But you can have platonic genital interaction, and that's what this was sold as. But then he was
just
calling
meet up
it erotic.
a little boy time meetup.
Just slap
some high fives, some high ones, a low five.
Lo-fi.
Hey, bring it in, and that's where you gotta shaft up and ball butt. You want to bump balls with me?
Oh, shaft up.
Shaft up, yeah.
Put your shaft up. I thought you were saying that it's
you gotta hoist.
We gotta shaft up, boys.
Oh.
I'm like, what?
We strengthen our skin by getting hard. It's your skin's the same. Oh, but we're hard.
Elasticity. Polarize my hull plating. That was for the Enterprise fans out there.
They love
There's
it.
none of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're
there
if they show up.
What? They didn't for season 5. It's why the show got canceled.
And you know what? We already had that conversation.
We have already had that conversation.
No one wants. No one's interested in it.
The UPN executives had that conversation upwards of 18 years ago.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's all the questions.
Cool.
All right.
Now what?
Let's make cum paper.
I don't.
It's what we write down our goals and then we shoot a load into it. We do got to carve pumpkins, which we're doing that next weekend. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're on Saturday, I think.
What?
Or we're gonna stream on Sunday, the podcast day.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
What day's Halloween? Monday.
I mean, unless we just did it on Monday.
You'll see.
We'll figure it out.
Goodbye.
And by figure it out, it means next time we record, we'll have to realize that, fuck, we need to figure it out.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll post a link to it 2
Yeah.
hours before it happens.
Yeah.
Or not. Bye.